And we are live. Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Thank you, Kevin, for the...
I didn't know that's gone on the live, sorry.
You're good.
just snuck that through.
You snuck it through. It's fine.
You just show up on Twitch and be going,
I mean, it's less, right? You're trying fish. You're...
That's right.
Yeah, he's just getting into
distraction talk.
It's actor warm-ups, lip trills. You know, he's got to prepare his vocal cords and immersion.
They're coming in through the back door. They're coming in through the back door.
What the hell is happening right now?
I think this is the way that Jordy and Kevin communicate when it's just them. I think
It's
that's
just me on my balcony down to Kevin on the street doing that.
The potted plant was denied. A bank loan.
Here in the U.S., I just stand on top of a mountain and then I just like scream into the nether and like hope somebody responds.
Typically works for me.
The Tubin anyway, hi everybody, welcome to Chaos. We are the Fey Lie. We're gonna go ahead and jump into tonight's episode, but before we do that, just a quick little shout out to some of the amazing people who help keep the lights on at the Dicecream Sandwich channel. We are brought to you by two fantastic sponsors this week. First off, we have Critical Kit, which is a premier dice and accessories company. Recently finished a massively successful Kickstarter campaign for the brand new solo RPG experience, Be Like a Crow. To celebrate that, they are giving back to their fans and ours within the TTRPG community, giving you a chance to save on some of their curated dice collections. Head over to criticalkit.co.uk, snag yourself some awesome new dice, and make sure to use promo code Dicecream15 at checkout, and you get 15% off your first purchase. None of this 5% bullshit. 15%. That's actually a decent savings. Let's do this.
That's the good stuff. That's the good stuff.
And not to mention, I am so excited for those purple dice that Kevin showed me as those like really nice sharp-edged ones that he may be using tonight. Yeah, these guys, they're so nice. And Lance, I don't want to like shove it in your face because you're an awesome dice maker too, but these are so nice. They're so nice.
It's fine. I haven't made dice in like a year.
It's okay. It's okay.
You're making puppets now. Mini dinosaurs. You have upgraded.
Bro, there's nothing mini about those things. They're massive.
That's true. That's true. So yes, that's our first one there. Thank you to the team at Critical Kit. And secondly, C4 Labs. We absolutely adore you, C4 Labs. The incredible team over there with you guys. You might have seen us hyping up for the past little while on our stream, on our Instagram, on our TikTok. They sent over that insanely amazing, massive dice tray that Kevin has called The Mayor from their Kickstarter campaign that was successfully funded. So huge congrats to them for that. And we've also promoted a little bit of an image here and there. They put it up even before we did of these customized Dicecream trays. We are so excited for that. Can't wait to get our hands on those ones. Haley's getting
the red one. I get the red one.
Haley's getting the red one. And that's what matters. Like the rest
that's
of us,
all that matters.
As long as Haley gets the red
all that matters.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody else gets red. If anybody else, I'm going to literally, if I have to cross country, I will kick their ass.
Well, yeah, I mean, you get the red one.
I got a red one. I got a red one and a gold one.
No.
Haley just got two red ones, Kevin. You misunderstand.
That's what actually happened.
Don't fireball me in the back of the head!
You're on thin ice, Kevin Parr.
Story of my
who got me
life.
this tray in the first place? You're on thin ice. But thank you to the team at C4 Labs for your support on the stream tonight and all of our other streams. Make sure you guys head over to c4labs.com. Check out their amazing selection of dice trays and towers, and potentially soon get yourself a Dicecream tray, which is going to be super, super sick. Yeah, Haley, you get the red one. Ivy gets the black one. And that's it. And all right.
That's all that matters. We get what we want. Everybody else gets
whatever.
the red.
It's fine. You get the
whatever.
You guys get those too. But with that for tonight, let's go ahead and get ourselves ready to dive into tonight's episode of The Fey Lie.
Damn, you say that shit so smooth.
Also, totally not a sponsor. Hashtag not a sponsor. If you guys are running D&D games and you're looking for a good note-taking program, Obsidian. Just Google it, look into it. It's amazing. I've swapped over to it in the last 2 weeks, and it has changed my life. Obsidian. Anyway, so
Hashtag not sponsored.
Hashtag not a sponsor. Last we left off, Having freed the city of Felderwin from the blight of a disguised Rakshasa, the group began their long trek west, then north, onto the Empire's capital city of Rexentrum. On the journey, they encountered a Kryn warrior attacking a Crownsguard caravan transporting weapons, and managed to recover a sealed, heavily locked iron strongbox with an unknown origin and contents. The Crownsguard soldiers around the caravan, all dead, bore crests with insignias of the nearby city of Zadash, save for the captain, who instead had one from the capital of Rexentrum and a sigil of the Cerberus Assembly stamped on the pommel of his weapon. Deciding to push on and bring this box to the Cerberus Assembly, the group made their way through the Labenda Swamp in the city of Berleben and onto Rexentrum's southern sister city of Zadash. Not causing a stir with the local guards, they made their way inside its massive walls and began exploring some of the key parts of the city. In speaking to the gate entry guard, they found that in order to deliver this box to the Cerberus Assembly, they would have to either arrange a meeting with an assembly member or find a way into the more wealthy area of Zadash, known as the Tri-Spires. Splitting the party within the city, Les and Jules decided to engage with the local Crownsguard regiment and spoke to Sergeant Rayleigh Morrow about a possible meeting with someone from the Cerberus Assembly the following day, while Margot, Galahad, and Phelan made their way to an area of Zadash known as the Pentamarket, and eventually into a local shop affectionately known as the Invulnerable Vagrant. There, a series of large, light, blue-skinned furbolg men tended to the wares, with each being an identical copy of the other. The shopkeeper and copies of him introduced themselves as Pumat Sol, a local enchanter who crafts magical potions and items that find their way into the hands of the military, Crownsguard, and adventurers who pass through the city. Purchasing a few potions, you all reconvened in the Pentamarket to the sights, smells, and sounds of a bustling city, and find yourselves with the majority of Zadash at your fingertips. So, party, what would you all like to do?
Okay, so we have items. Do we want to... I don't know. What's everybody thinking? I guess stay in city, find our way out. I guess figure out, do what we need to so we can leave.
We'll go into Rexentrum next, no? Is that still the plan?
Yeah, once we're done here, yes.
Right.
I guess I was thinking go talk to the the assembly members and then dip.
At this point, Gilda's still really interested in going to the pits, right? That's like what she wants to do.
So the big thing for you guys is that you're sitting in the area known as the Pentamarket. Pentamarket is essentially because I can use obsidian. Pentamarket is a bustling heart of commerce within Zadash, a massive bazaar that rests at the central junction of the city's 5 main roads. Here, all manner of guild shops and businesses are present, providing wares, food, and drink, lodging for droves of weary travelers. During many calendar holidays, the region of the city is flamboyantly decorated and music and games fill the streets, but for the time being right now, no real decorations per se, but you do hear a massive huzzah that gets shouted out, and a series of teens and 20-somethings running past the crowd and to a ring of "To the victory pit!" And they rush towards a massive temple depicting a sigil of a hammer with a pair of bearded dwarven faces on either striking side.
Ooh, dang, that's cool.
I mean, that looks interesting.
I wonder if it's as profitable as it was the games that we played before.
I mean, with a beefcake like this, you know, like Galahad, just think about Galahad. I'm like, I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be easy.
Gilda, what do you think? And I look to Gilda to see just how excited she is.
Yeah, and she just kind of like looks up and is just like, I kind of want to go there. I mean, it's been a minute since we've had a lot of action. I know you guys have fought like some really cool stuff and everything, and that's been really fun, but I haven't really seen anything. And you know, I kind of want to like. And she like pulls out the dagger and then just like pops it back into her.
Oh, she wants chaos, guys. She wants chaos.
Are you wanting to participate?
No,
I don't think they have a little kid.
I'm not looking to participate. I understand, obviously.
You just want to see somebody get stabbed, right?
I just want to see some blood.
I mean,
Yeah, I
I
think that's a
literally
normal
took
request.
someone's soul not that long ago. I mean, that was pretty
Yeah,
cool.
and I was in the wagon. I didn't see it.
Oh, that's right.
We definitely did lock her in a room that she did booby trap just straight out of boredom. I do think it's honestly fair we give her a little bit of a show before she gets trapped.
Just watch the Twitch stream.
Damn it, Saint.
I have heard it's good to let little children run around before you lock them in rooms again. So maybe
These are their very formative years. If you've ever raised a child, you got to understand. You got to give them a little bit of freedom before you take it away.
Otherwise, their legs atrophy and it's hard for them to walk around.
Am I with the rest of the group now?
Yeah, so you guys had all kind of reconvened, and you all were trying to figure out what you wanted to do next, because you guys had given Gilda that like massive jug, the kids' sandcastle thing full of virgin daiquiri almost, just assorted different fruits and vegetables that had been smashed together with fresh yogurt and ice to create this almost smoothie-like consistency. And she's just kind of like sipping on this gigantic jug that's in front of her with a big straw coming out of it.
Hey, Jordy, not to interrupt you, but the music isn't playing.
Yeah, I know. It's on the stream. Oh. Sorry.
Ha! Suck it.
Where's your immersion now?
Oh no! Our immersion is broken.
Oh no! Our DM. He sucks at his job.
Okay.
Anyway.
Shut your pretty little face, you dirty, dirty liar.
Anyway. So, sorry, there we go. Players should
It's very quiet in this city.
Yes.
So you guys are kind of in the area now, and like as you're kind of looking around trying to figure out what to do, and Gilda's chatting a little bit, you do hear just beyond the temple, bustling groups of citizens are cobbled around the outside of an immense arena, while other groups shoulder their way out from within the building. Some smiling, fists in the air, shaking coin in their hand, others shaking their heads and grumbling, moans of lost bets and accusations of fighters taking dives hang in the air. I can't believe he lost that. Gruck never loses to a stinking troll. Those kind of things muttering out throughout the crowd.
Can I kind of pat anyone who's like coming by and just try to ask them a couple questions?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the individuals who was saying that just kind of like shaking his head a little bit. Guy beside him is just, cheer up, buddy. I did pretty well tonight. Drinks are on me. And so you're able to just kind of pat him on the shoulder, and he looks over and just kind of beams up at you. Oh.
All right.
Hello?
Hello there. Yes, friend. New in town. Never really seen this event before. Is this a tournament anyone can join, or do you have to register? How does this whole thing work?
Oh, you mean in the victory pits?
Yeah.
Yeah, the victory pits, it's not really a tournament per se unless you get in one of their monthly ones, but that unfortunately happened about a week ago. But evenings like tonight, it's more so creatures that they have accumulated from around the Marrow Valley, trying to find interesting things for groups of individuals to take on in combat. Maybe some one-on-one combat with individuals that are looking to prove themselves for the next tournament.
Is there money involved?
He shakes the coin bag, and it's a pretty hefty sum, whether you're betting or you're the one down in those pits.
All right. Which way to register? Just down here?
Just head over in the back. I don't know about registering per se, but there's a really nice half-orc near the front. You said you're new in town, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Make sure you don't pay more than 3 silver to get in that door.
I hear you, big man. Thank you so very much.
Appreciate it. Have a good night, fellow.
Yeah, you too. Holy shit, we could make some fucking killing at this thing.
Yeah, except, yes. Who
Right?
wants to participate?
I mean, my wallet's been a bit light. I could use some cash. Anyone else want to join?
You know what? Yes, maybe. Yeah, always nice to have some. Yeah, it won't hurt. Only will hurt my body physically. It's fine.
You're so quick. You're so lumbering. No one ever sees you coming anyway. It'll be fine.
You're right.
I know. I kind of want to join, but I should probably stay back and watch Gilda.
I can stay and watch Gilda if you want.
Don't worry about me. Just set me up with a nice big drink and a plate of food, and you guys go have fun.
I mean, the little girl literally made murder robots. I'm sure she'll be fine on her own.
Just don't die, but, it'll be fine.
Yeah, and I'm sure we will.
We'll be fine, but the bigger concern is with you, since you are in fact a child.
Yeah.
I don't. To be fair, I am more worried about the people Gilda will kill, not the people that will kill Gilda. So there's that.
We could take turns. I'm sure not all of us are going to be fighting all at the same time. I mean,
There's
we're
that.
about to go to Rexentrum. It's a big chunk of travel ahead of us. Replenish our wallets, get a good night's sleep. Done deal. Crack a few skulls and we're off.
Yeah.
And so just as a reminder, you guys do have a meeting that you've kind of tentatively booked with that sergeant from the Crown's Guard the following morning. So it's kind of one of those things where the night, if you want to continue with that, you can find a way to fill the time. If not, you can always obviously just leave the city and immediately head out towards Rexentrum. It's kind of up to you.
Nah, we got a meeting. We got to do the meeting. Yeah.
It says right here in the Google Calendar.
Yeah. Shit. It's written down. Fuck. I don't know. Saved it into the side of my arm so I don't forget. I can't do that.
Tomorrow meeting.
Just etched.
It's literally
Metal
etched
hand.
into his
Ow,
hand.
ow,
Yes.
ow. Okay, it's there now.
Laser beam. That's fine. We can go do this little bit of fun tonight. Be fine
Yes.
tomorrow and then head out to that.
Yes. Okay. Also, is there any betting on these fights?
They did
Based
say
on-
so. They said there was some betting and there was some,
Okay.
you know, you win some money, you could bet on it. Seems like a pretty legitimate operation, I do say so myself.
Okay. Can I bet? You know what? I love you. I love you all very much, but I think I'm going to bet all of my money on Galahad, and then just hope for the best with the rest.
Did Galahad agree to fight? Did Galahad just agree to fight, or are you just shoving him in the ring, just being like, earn us money? Damn, Smokey.
Oh, hey, what about this? What about this? What if we can have Galahad fight myself? You all bet on Galahad. And I'll try to, like, rustle up people to bet on me and saying I'm some crazy fighter from out of town or something. And then I'll take a dive. They said
Isn't
that
that
people taking
cheating?
dives back then. Well, yeah.
Depends on who's looking.
Didn't they say that the fighters would be fighting monsters? I don't think it's
We're monsters. It's okay.
person to
Well, they
person
said
combat.
entities from around the Merrow Valley. There could be monsters or various people. I mean, I look kind of monsterish.
No, you look
You
fine.
look pretty.
I mean, you did take a good firebolt right to the face. Yeah, I've hit monsters before.
Gives him character, it's fine.
I just give Margot a look.
Just don't be in my way.
Okay.
As you
Yeah,
guys are kind
no,
of chatting, figuring this out, you notice that kind of in the area, not super close to you, but maybe like 20, 30 feet away or so, you see there's a small group of kind of plain-clothed individuals that are standing, and a fair-faced young human woman that's kind of set up a little apple crate, maybe like some kind of a wooden crate that she's overturned onto the ground and stood up on top of it. And you start to hear her, "Citizens of Zadash, please, with your help, we can bring balance back to the Empire. Stop the hoarding of coin and jewels by the wealthiest aristocrats. Provide a life free of suffering for those who work tirelessly every day." And a halfling man rushes forward out from her, pressing a folded piece of parchment into the hands of anyone nearby, kind of dodging his way through anybody who's kind of willing to catch his gaze, and he just kind of shoves a couple of them at each of you guys. You notice most of the citizens and merchants are ignoring the woman, and they're like tossing the parchment onto the ground or like throwing it back at the guy. And you just hear a couple of shouts of, "Ugh, bloody waste of time." And you see a few grudgingly take it and kind of nod at the group or reading the cover before either discarding it or opening up to read the inside.
I'd like to pick up one of the discarded ones. I don't
same.
want to engage with them. I just want to see what this is all about.
For sure. Do you want them, like, do you want to try and be stealthy, like not let them see that you picked one up?
I absolutely would love to do that. Yes.
Salem and Jules, go ahead and
With
make
it.
stealth checks for me.
Sneaky.
We'll make this sleight of hand instead.
Sleight
A
of
what?
hand.
Sleight of
Yay.
hand check.
Can I mage hand mine?
Sure. In that case, you can make an Arcana check instead if you'd like.
Wonderful.
25.
25, nice.
Yeah.
18.
18?
7.
Okay. Yeah, they seem pretty, like, distracted of, like, really trying to get the pamphlets or parchment pieces, you're not really sure what they are, out to different people, so they don't really notice you reach down and quickly grab one. Looking at it, you see on the outside it says support our workers, with a decent drawing of a mix of dragonborn, halfling, and human farmhands kind of standing with their tools. If you just take the time and you kind of flip it open a little bit, you see a depiction of the woman standing up on the wooden crate with the name Lydia Truskin and a brief description underneath. Leaving wealth, power, and influence behind, Lydia Truskin has devoted her adult life to breaking down the barriers to the most basic of civilian rights across the Empire. She lobbies every day on behalf of the workers and their families for better wages and quality of life, and was instrumental in the settling and fight for equality of dragonborn farmers within Feldon.
Okay. So this is more union, less communism. Gotcha.
Kind of flipping over to the back of it, you see one last thing. You see that there's a simple sigil that's stamped into the back of the parchment. It's a depiction of a scythe crossed with a fork, and then a branch of ivy running down in between them. And it's got the name Common Bonds stamped underneath. And below that, and seemingly an address or a tavern of some kind called the Dragon's Beard in West Outersteads, which you know is one of the districts within Zadash.
The Dragon's Breath?
Beard.
Oh, beard. Yep. Yeah. Okay.
Eat the rich.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. What do you make of this, Jules?
It seems to be some sort of protest, I guess.
Yeah. It's
Not very
fine.
familiar with this side of things.
That's, you know what? Fair point. Fair point. I mean, these things tend to happen when people aren't getting paid fairly. I guess it's something to keep an eye on for us. It's nice to know what's going on in the city in case it becomes important, but yeah, maybe these people have, it doesn't seem any of import to us right now, but it'll come in handy later, maybe. Yeah,
Definitely
Lady
something
Trust.
to keep in mind.
Yeah.
And at this point,
So,
you guys
do
kind of
you-
chatting a little bit.
I will win.
Oh, sorry. At this point,
No.
with you guys kind of chatting a little bit, you start to hear a couple of boos are starting to come up from a few of the nearby merchants. You've seen a few of the patrons that had like these pamphlets kind of shoved into their hands, abruptly kind of drop them and like looking over at the merchants and at these people and just start to shuffle their way away a little bit. And the sounds of heavy footfalls and clanks of armor start to come through the crowd, and a voice rings out. "All right, Miss Truskin, let's allow the people to get on with their day, shall we? Miss Lydia, you've said your piece. The ground is littered with your papers. It is time to move on." And you see that there's a plump dwarven man, well-groomed sideburns, a bristling red beard, steps forward, and shocking green eyes kind of look around at the citizen as a wide smile parts his beard and his hands raised to the crowd. "Enjoy your shopping, everyone, please. Please don't feel as though you have to go anywhere. We'll make sure that we disperse with this right away."
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Damn. They're really wild. I like this. Okay, I'm hoping for something small for me to fight. Yes.
Well, if we're going to fight, we might as well sign up now and get it over with.
Yeah. Let's see. We'll head over to the sign-up spots. Let's see how those are doing.
All right.
sounds good.
Yeah, let's go. Let's check it out.
I'm good. Let's do it.
So you guys start to make your way over towards the area known as the Victory Pits, and as you do, you can see the woman that was standing defiant atop her crate. A lot of the faces of her helpers have started to waver, and they're like picking up the pamphlets off the ground. And the woman steps down and kind of grabs the crate, flips it over, and they all start piling the pamphlets into it. And she just goes, "Profits over people, eh, Valak? Pretty typical for Crown's God." She finally steps down and starts to meander her way through the streets, shouting the same message, kind of holding up a pamphlet and tossing out one here and there of, "Join us tonight after sunset at the Dragon's Beer to show your support," and like trails off into the distance.
Oh. Oh.
A lot of reading material.
Yeah. Yeah. You know,
We've already adopted so many problems by trying to help other people. I mean, Jules did just walk us into the most noxious fart cloud we've ever fought.
yes, that's fair.
Do we really want to do that again and make somebody else's problem our own?
I prefer to get to Rexentrum ASAP myself.
Yeah, my one thing is, it seems like they have an issue with the gods here at least, and we are about to give the gods an unknown object. So I guess my biggest worry is like just making sure that it falls into the right hands. I don't want it to go around and end up killing us, you know. But that's not as big a deal, so it's fine.
Well, maybe then we shouldn't be entering the victory pits while holding on to something that
You know what?
potentially important.
It's a good point. I mean, good point.
You see Gilda kind of raise
I
her
mean-
hand and just go, "I mean, I could hang on to it.
No.
I'm not going to be fighting with you guys."
I don't. Yeah, and I don't think Jules. Were you going in?
I will. Yes.
Okay, cool. Then yeah, we can give it to Gilda, or I can stay behind.
No. Gilda's
It is
got
fine.
this. Gilda's got it. She's fine.
The worst that she'll do with our badges is turn them into a bomb.
The
All right,
badges.
you
I'm
know
not
what?
worried
You know
about.
what? I don't feel very comfortable, very capable as you are, little one. Alone with
I'll
such
hold
an
on.
important thing. I will stay behind. You all go in. It's perfectly fine.
Are you sure?
Definitely.
You were very
Kinda,
excited
like,
about
huff
this.
a little bit
Can I please
know.
roll an insight check on
on Les,
what Les is up to?
if you want to.
Uh-huh. Oh, we're about to find out if
Sorry.
he's full of shit or not. Hopefully not. Oh no.
Sorry, I don't know what just happened. My internet cut out for like a second.
It's all good.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah, you're good.
Les replace himself.
Father, help! So I'm able to roll for an insight check on Les. See what? Okay. That's a 7.
7. Not
Yeah.
really sure what's going on. Les just doesn't feel like fighting. You know, maybe he's a little bit tired. Maybe he's maybe still a little bit worried after seeing 2 of his friends almost get blown up recently. That's about it.
No, I don't want to fight tonight. Sorry, I've got a headache. Next time.
Don't do it.
Now I'm sketch as fuck, but
Yeah.
no, let's.
I'm trying to be sensible. Whoa, wait. You're fucking Jason.
I don't
Don't
trust
wanna fight.
Sensible is not less.
That's the opposite.
Are you kidding me? You
That's-
jumped in a lake and ate a fish raw. What
That's
about
not-
sensible?
That's not the weirdest thing you've done.
Yeah, what about, I'm going to set out a fight. Sensible, Mr. I bum rushed the front lines and then got sad about taking a pot shot to the face.
It still hurts when it rains, okay? Just,
God,
I'm trying. Anyway, past all that, I do offer to hang out with Gilda while you all take
Okay.
part in the events. But seemingly just, like, you can tell, like, Les seeing everyone, like, the rest of you really wanting to go, but everyone's hemming and hawing about staying, and because we do have a very important thing that needs to be protected, and I'm just kind of
Yeah, no, that's fair.
putting it out there, like, I'm fairly capable with my own sharp wares. I think it'll be good in our hands, right, Gilda?
You know,
She just kind of like looks up at you and. Yeah.
All right, don't get too excited about it, you little weirdo. But it's fine. Let's just sit here, and you go inside.
Okay.
How about...
All right.
What about a compromise? How about none of us fight in the victory pit, but we can always just place a few bets? That way we have the chance to make money without getting our skulls knocked around.
I mean, that's fair.
Mhm. Yeah, Gilda wants to see this shit happen. I feel like one of us at least.
I mean, one fight?
At least, yeah. Margot, you can go in and wipe our homie. I'm sending other people in. It's okay. Maybe go. Yeah. Let's go ahead and see how much the signups are. It was three silver, right? It was. Let's see what like the winnings would be, and we can decide then. Yeah.
All right. I'd say that's a fair assessment.
Fair deal.
I'll head up to the desk and see what like the ratios are and all that good jazz. Let's signups. What part of my soul I gotta sign?
Sounds good. Okay, so you guys are heading past that temple with the gigantic warhammer out the front of it. You hear shouts and cries are echoing out louder as you're starting to get closer to this arena. The crowd near the front of the massive entrance has dwindled down a little bit as more and more people are being led inside for the evening. At the entrance, you see that there is a bit of a queue still, maybe about 5 or 6 people, and a pair of hulking ogres stand with an equally muscular but not quite as tall half-orc, checking those in line to get into the arena. And here you see the group from earlier, that group of kind of teens and 20-somethings, at the front of the line with the half-orc smiling at them. And he's just, "Come to join the fight this time, have you, Arrows? That's quite the weapon you're sporting." And he reaches over and pulls a long wooden sword from the back of the youngest's back, whose face turns a bit stark when he shakes his head. And the 2 ogres let out deep, just kind of as the half-orc hands the sword back to the kid. "Just don't go poking anyone with it this time. I can't always be there to toss our paying customers out for you lot." And the group rushes inside, smiling as the next pair step up to be allowed in. So you've got about 5 or 6 people in front of you at this point. But the line moves pretty quickly. You just hear a little bit of banter back and forth. A couple of people kind of get tossed aside, not allowed entry in seemingly for whatever reason. And it takes a couple of minutes before you get to the trio at the door. And the group in front, you see shells out a few silver pieces for their entry. And then a loud, "Next!"
Hello. Yeah.
You guys kind of come out a little bit, and he just gives you a bit of a once-over and looks at all of you and just, well, what do we have here? Haven't seen your faces around before. First time in the victory pit?
Yes. First time, and it will be the first victory in the victory pit for us, hopefully.
Confidence.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. See? Now, is sign-ups here, or do we go inside after we pay to, like, get in and watch?
The latter. Specifically, you're going to be looking for my colleague downstairs, a man named Elias.
The devil? Okay. That's
No, I'm pretty sure they didn't mean Satan.
Okay.
Well, I beg to differ, but some people do refer to him as the Satan of Zadash.
That is a badass title, if I do say so myself.
That is kind of intimidating, yeah.
Well, people sign their souls over to him in exchange for glory and riches.
Told you, part of soul.
Well, in a hypothetical manner, of course. They sign their soul and say they want to compete, and those of them who make it out have the glory and riches. Those of them who don't.
Get dragged to the underworld. Yes. Yeah, the Underdark is very ready for them. That sounds great. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. How much is entrance fees for all of us? Three apiece?
It's
correct?
5 silver, as a matter of fact.
Right. So you mean 2 apiece?
5, my good man.
All right. Well, so we are new here. Best we can do is maybe 2.5. I don't know how to split the silver in half. I guess we'll just give copper. That works. Yeah. How we feeling there?
And you see him just kind of like lean back and just spit on the ground at the mention of copper. And he just kind of looks back at the two 10, 11 and a half foot tall ogres that are standing.
Yo, go ahead, come closer.
And he just kind of look down and, I appreciate your attempt to simply waltz into our establishment, but it is 5 silver a pop.
We're not trying to waltz anywhere. We're trying to become paying patrons and customers, and we hear the going rate is no more than 3. And I figured no more than 3 means for the new winners would mean 2.
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check for me.
Okay, and
this is just to get inside, right?
Just to
This is
get
not
inside.
like to
Yeah,
register.
yeah,
right,
no.
right.
yeah, because didn't they say like don't pay more than 3 gold?
3 silver.
3
each.
silver.
Don't
3
pay
silver.
more than
Sorry, yeah, don't pay more than 3 silver. Yeah,
Wow.
I ain't gonna get swindled. That's a 14 plus 4 for an 18.
18.
While Phelan's doing this, Galahad's just reaching into his jacket.
Okay. So you guys kind of out front, and you can see like this kind of big toothy grin. You got 2 long tusks coming up from the bottom, bit of an underbite on this guy as his chin juts forward a little bit, and he's kind of holding his hand out and says the 5 silver, and you do your best to kind of barter him down. And he just kind of. I just had to make sure you can't be easily conned, good man. This is a dangerous place for gullible travelers.
Yeah. Well, I'll point out some for you, and I'll like point at like the first person I see behind us, and I'll just like point them and like silently and just be like, they're a little on the gullible side. You can make probably 7 silver out of each.
And you see him kind of like look over your shoulder, and you point back, and kind of without even really realizing it, you're pointing at like a very kind of dainty half-elf couple that are there clearly. Like the guy is maybe on a first date, like in a suit that doesn't quite fit him right, and he's got like slightly awkward little bouquet of flowers in his hands that he's kind of holding onto and holding beside.
You've just ruined someone's day.
Yeah, I did.
But he just kind of looks, and you see again like the big grin start to cross this guy's face, and he just.
Yeah.
All right.
And
What'd you say? 2.5 apiece.
2.5 apiece. Okay.
Well, 6 of you, so 15. Give me a gold and a half. We'll call it even.
All right. I'll go ahead and flick him a gold and 5 silver pieces.
All right, so he kind of tosses it over and just kind of catches it in midair. And name's Burl. A big, strong man. Maybe you'll be interested in the tournament we're having in about 3 weeks, if you're still in town, of course.
We might. We're leaving pretty soon, but if we come back around, we'll have to come by. The name's Phelan Rook.
I hope you do. And he kind of like, almost like strokes the side of your face a little bit, and then just moves aside. Welcome to the victory pit, Phelan and friends of Phelan.
Yeah. And
Clank
yeah.
inside.
Alrighty. So, so for you guys, you hand the silver pieces over. He steps aside, and the 2 ogres clear space for the 5 of you to walk in. It's already been a pretty warm, sunny day outside, right? The evening is barely starting to dry the sweat on your skin. You know, a couple of people starting to meander away, and so the streets are a little bit less dense, but still very busy. But stepping in here, as soon as they step aside and you take a couple of steps in, you've hit almost a wall of humidity. It just smacks you, and all of a sudden your skin is just instantly wet and slick with sweat again. And within moments, you guys are kind of like breathing heavy. It's almost like breathing soup, as little bits of dust and moisture are in the air from all around.
That must suck for you guys.
Okay. Galahad. You know what?
Imagine needing to breathe.
Imagine being able to sleep. It's amazing.
Whatever you overpriced circuit board.
Yeah.
I
Whatever
do
you
like my
need to
dreams,
say.
I will say that. Those are delightful.
All right. So
See,
you
Les knows what's up.
so you guys making your way inside.
Yeah.
You see the building looks to have been made with a specific purpose in mind. It's a massive 120 feet long by 80 feet wide with a chain cage set in the middle, leading into a 50-foot by 50-foot by 50-foot hole in the center of the floor. On the far left side, you see a long bar with a series of chairs and a pair of golden-haired elf twins racing behind it to pour drinks, flagons, pitchers of ale, wine, and assorted other beverages. And the tables, as you kind of make your way in a little bit, you bump into one of them, you realize the tables are actually bolted to the ground. Some of them are chipped, others are broken, while chairs are being carried around the room as patrons try to get a good seat for watching the fight in the pit below. At that point, a loud bellow rings out and shouts of, "Bring him down!" break through the cheers of those standing at the edge of the chains as a huge boulder flies up and smashes into the chains before falling down with a heavy thud. And the crowd cheers aloud with a shout of, "Medic! Medic!" ringing out from below before a booming voice, "Ladies and gentlemen and everyone in between, we have a victor! Give a huge round of applause for the Silver Shadows." And the crowd just starts to clap ceremoniously, like some of them have picked up chairs and are like smashing chairs against the big chains that are in the center of the room.
Oh
The
my
boulder
god.
was not impressed.
No.
Boulder feels conflicted about fighting a young blind girl.
The boulder's over his conflicted feelings.
Oh, iconic.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Secret
Okay.
tunnel. Sorry, I wanted
the mountain. I don't want to go against anything along those lines. Holy wowza. But I think we can do it still.
Oh, that reminds me somehow. Hey, Jules.
Yeah?
While I was at the shops, I picked up one of these. Should be able to help with any additional casting you need.
Oh,
I hand you a mana potion.
thank you.
Oh,
Yeah, so
hi.
Phelan, you weren't there for this. This is a homebrew item that I've created called mana potions, essentially working like health potions.
Yeah.
I'll send you an image of one of them in the Discord so you see what they do. But they give you spell slots back at a potential cost of hit points. You'll see kind of how it works once we send it out. But it's a cool little design.
Damn. Alright.
So Jules, you now have a standard mana potion. I'll make sure that I send you off one of those into the chat.
At a cost of like 1 finger. Is that what it is?
No, here I'll read it out for you because I've got the details here. Hang on.
Yeah. Nah, I'm a joke. We're already selling souls, now we're selling fingers. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we gotta go meet. What was it again? The guy downstairs. Fuck, I forgot his name. I should have wrote it down.
The Satan of Zadash.
Oh God, yeah.
I don't remember his actual name, sorry.
Yeah,
You don't need
was-
to.
was
That's all you
loud.
need to know. That fucking
I've
need to know that nickname. That's all you need.
with a name like that, you don't need anything else. Okay, thank you. Oh, that's gonna be cool as hell.
Yeah. So for those of you
Yeah.
in the chat, a mana potion is clear blue liquid fills this circular glass container with sparkles of silver floating inside. As an action, you may drink the liquid yourself or feed it to a willing. That should just say willing creature. When you drink the potion, declare a spell slot between 1 and 3 that you wish to regain, and you roll a d4. If the result is equal to or higher than the slot you announced, the spell is regained. If the result is lower than the spell slot, you take X d8 psychic damage, where X is the level of the spell slot you regained. So essentially, it like, gives you a headache as it gives you the spell slot back.
Hey, yo, so for Lance, then for Jules, since they're a warlock, does that mean like it'll be like 5th level
3rd level.
spells? 3rd level. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So that's
Definitely.
the limitation there. It kind of caps out in that respect. So with warlock specifically, it's a bit of a tough one, but you essentially only get the level of this potion.
Ah, that's cool as fuck.
All right, so where are we putting bets? Is there a betting table around here?
Yeah, we can go to the betting table and we can go downstairs to sign up if we want. See the devil.
Yeah, so looking around, you guys see there's that big long bar with the two golden-haired elves that are behind it. You see a couple of passage of coins that are getting divided amongst. Doesn't look like there's any betting tables specifically within the house. The bets seem to be being made between the patrons. But on the far side of the room, you do see that there is a staircase going down and kind of a larger individual that's over there as well. And Phelan, you kind of getting a bit of a better look in the darker room. It seems to be another bugbear.
It's my people. Oh no, drunk. Fuck. Okay, I see a guard over there. Probably leading to the downstairs area. Do we wanna? I think it doesn't seem like we'll be able to bet on anything here. It's unless we know anyone. So maybe the devil will be able to give us a good deal. I guess not a devil. That's a very specific.
Did you even hear yourself? That sounds like a terrible idea.
Yeah, I mean, it's either that or we just watch and not do money.
Well, I guess the better devil we know. It's whatever.
Yeah.
I think I was overhearing patrons betting with each other near the tavern. I mean,
yeah,
that's one way.
I mean, fair. But if we want the big bucks, okay? So let's do a quick roundup though. Who is participating? Because if we don't have anybody participating, then yeah, we might as well just bet up here.
Let's just see what we might be up against first.
And I'm gonna run to the
Go to the edge.
of the viewing area and just see what threw the boulder.
The boulder.
The boulder is in intensive care for the next 3 months.
Awesome. So yeah, so kind of getting to get a bit of a better look at the pit. Peeking over the edge, you see that at this point there are a group of surprisingly older humans, all still looking pretty strong, but with white and silver hair dotting their heads and beards. One of them is in kind of a longer set of robes. A few of them are in armor pieces that look like they're definitely well made, but maybe a little outdated. Maybe from something like
it's the fucking Witchers.
30 years ago, 35 years ago, somewhere in that realm.
Geralt of fucking Rivia is about ready to throw some fucking hands.
Wind's howling. Place of power, gotta be.
Looking at them, you do see that there does appear to be some kind of a cleric, an individual in like long acolyte robes that seems to be tending to the legs of one of those people. Looks like it's kind of healing the wounds that this individual sustained, hence the calls from medic that you had heard earlier. In comparison
Hell
to
yeah,
that,
we get free healing?
Seemingly. You don't
They
know
got
if it's
therapy?
free, but they've at least got healing of some kind. But you guys taking a look in and like trying to see what they fought, you do see that there is a massive creature about 13 feet tall, singular closed eye, bloodied stab wounds all over the body that some of you recognize as a cyclops that seems to have been felled by them. And so that rock likely being picked up by this creature and hurled almost 30 feet into the air.
That's holy wowza.
That's a big boy.
I'm not sure what our chances are against that thing or anything in the realm of that.
Okay, so I think one eye makes it easier to stab. It's like one target, you don't have to like worry about picking which one. So it like halves the chances of you losing. So there's double.
You guys are worried about a cyclops, but we fought a My Little Pony, a demon My Little Pony, and a devil cat, and now all of a sudden you're like, oh, we can't handle a cyclops.
But that was together. This would be 1-on-1, I'm assuming.
No, it looks like they're fighting together.
Oh.
But also with the evil demon pony thing, we didn't really have a choice. It was either that or the town gets sacrificed and probably all summoning demons.
It's the same thing, except with our money now. We either like go in all and we get all the money, or we go out and we have whatever money we have now, which is almost no money.
Less.
I still have a good amount of money.
I still have a good amount of money.
I only have 100 gold. That's not enough.
Where did you spend it all?
I don't know. Probably on like drinks. Fuck,
You've
I
been
don't
playing
know.
Genshin Impact again, haven't you?
Sorry.
You've been betting on the ponies, haven't you, Phelan?
I
Yes,
don't want to
Phelan.
talk about it. Okay, I did. There was some really fast ponies. I thought they were gonna win.
What does Les Paul think?
Jordy, can I take a look around this room and see if I can suss out any Cerberus Assembly related guards or members in the crowds at all?
Sure, go ahead and make a perception check.
Balls.
4.
That's a new number.
Yeah.
Okay.
Getting a bit of a look around, you're trying to suss out like Cerberus Assembly robes, any kind of magic-related things. Pretty much everybody here is in assorted different commoners' clothes. Some of them nicer, some of them in like, definitely nicer attire. You would imagine, based on the conversations that you've had, potentially wealthy individuals who come in from the Tri-Spires for a night out at the fighting pits, that kind of a thing. But other than that, nothing really that stands out in terms of individuals from any kind of any of the assembly or any kind of mageocracy.
Right, okay. Well, are we betting or are we fighting? Let's make a choice here, everyone.
Yeah. I say we fight.
I'm for fighting. I could use something interesting.
I'm interested in fighting.
Stay behind with Gilda.
I mean,
you'll
make a suggestion where I could make the bets for you guys and people think that I'm a kid, so I'm kind of dumb.
Can kids even bet here? Is that a thing?
And she just kind of like looks around and, hey you, 10 gold says my friends beat whatever they go up against. And somebody looks over at them and looks at you and just kind of like, done.
Shit.
Well, I guess that answers that question.
Well, now we gotta fight.
We gotta find other kids.
Are you talking about a secret society of children that runs around placing bets as we develop a name for ourselves in underground fighting pits?
I 100% am. Absolutely. Yes.
Just gonna write down that for
like our own little ragtag crew of little birds that stretch around various planes and provinces.
Yes. We can call it Les Kids.
No.
I don't like that. Let's work on that.
I'm gonna put a pin in this conversation and we're gonna move on.
Okay. Shit, damn, that was not bad. Alright, we'll get there. Shit. Workshop a better one. I got this.
I was gonna say, for those of you who've seen Oliver Twist, are you gonna be Fagin's heroes?
It's okay. I see what you did there.
Yeah. Anyway,
It's tight.
so you guys do have this bugbear on the other side of the room that, like, kind of just leaning back against the wall, legs up, almost like half asleep, a little bit of a flagon of ale, kind of down to the side.
Yeah. Let's go sign up then.
All right.
All right.
Let's do it.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
So you head over to the far side of the room. You see the staircase descending down with a burly bugbear leaning back, like I said, kind of almost half falling asleep to block the path downstairs. And you guys kind of walk over, and he just snaps to a little and leans forward and, fighters.
Yes. 5 of them.
Downstairs, ask for Elias. And he kind of leans forward and lets the 5 of you curtail around him behind him and descend pretty far down. Like, you getting a look over the edge, you had seen that the pit is about 50 feet down to the sand at the bottom with a couple of the rocks that were there. Walking down the staircase, you're walking for probably close to 100 feet down at a pretty steep angle. And as you're starting to make your way down, you're starting to hear more sounds of commotion, loud racketing against the walls, wood creaking, little bits of metal and chain clanging against each other, and maybe weapons impacting against each other, blades being sharpened, certain spells. You can hear some of the components being said as verbal spells are being cast in some different ways. And you realize that the upstairs area, while massive for the viewing area, the area down below is much larger. And you descend down about 100 feet or so, eventually coming to a landing with a series of other armor-clad individuals. No real line per se, but you do see that there is a couple of doors on the far side. One that seems to be leading into an area that's kind of a rest area. Some individuals are sitting down, a couple of them kind of preparing weapons and things like that, and then another one leading off into a separate area. I'm not sure exactly what's behind that door, but you see that there is another large bugbear that's standing in front of that one. However, in front of him, you instead see a very short, very fit, quite attractive gnome. And he's just kind of barking, "All right, all of you, what do you want to go up against?" And a couple of people that are in front are like, "Well, we're looking for a bit of a challenge here today. Maybe we're thinking something with 4 legs. What do you got?" "Well, we've got quite a few challenging creatures in for today. We're going to be looking at maybe some Achaidhs. I think I've got a behir back there. Let's get a look at you." And he kind of like hops up, and the bugbear like grabs him from underneath his haunches and lifts him up so he can like start taking a look at some of the people and measuring some of their weapons and armor and things. And then just, "All right, well, you don't look, I mean, I'll be honest, there's only 3 of you. You don't exactly look that well off. I think we could maybe put you up against an Achaidh. I think that you could manage that. I'd give you 1,200 gold for a victory, and your families will get 400 for a defeat."
Just enough to cover the funeral cost.
And you see them just kind of like look at each other and like, 400 gold isn't bad even if we lose. "Yeah, I know, Bull. I mean, like, if we go to my wife and my kids, yeah." And you kind of see them like kind of bickering about it and chatting a little bit between each other. So eventually they just kind of, "All right, done." And they put their hand out and this, "Excellent. All right, get them outfitted. You'll be on in about 5 minutes." And so they get led off into the other side of the room. And, "All right, next group. All those of you wanted to fight the Umber Hulk, come with me." And he like leads his way through, and they end up kind of down this narrow hallway. You see the door opens, and the bugbear that was standing in front of it holds it open as this group of 4 individuals start to go through. And they look probably late 20s, 3 humans and probably a half elf or maybe a wood elf of some kind. They start to make their way through with assorted pieces of armor and bows, looking like most of them are kind of ranged individuals, as they start to make their way down this more narrow hallway. And you hear very loud crashing and gnashing of teeth and biting claws scratching against the walls on the other side of it until the doors eventually closed and a lot of those noises are cut off.
Oh, that wasn't ominous and terrifying at all.
No. Did they say there was Achaidhs and freaking Umber Hulks down there?
Hulk. Yeah, I heard Umber Hulk. What the hell's an Umber Hulk?
We're gonna Umber die is what an Umber Hulk means.
Sounds like you're under scared.
I am Umber scared, but you know
The
what?
Umber boulders over his conflicted.
All the boulders!
Okay. Yeah, let's do walk up to him and do we want to go challenging then? If we're here, 1,200 gold.
I mean, you heard what they were talking about. Do they have like a monster menu that we can look at and pick? Oh yeah, that'll be fun to fight.
Yeah, sure. Let's do that. Let's see if they can give us a little more detail.
We should certainly not oversell ourselves when we're talking about what we're about to fight.
We want to win.
Let's
Undersell
ourselves. That way we don't get killed.
Okay, cool. So
Do I
don't
just
go.
stand at the back or?
Yeah. Look, it's hard to look
Look
less
pitiful.
menacing.
I'm gonna do
Look
like
rusted.
all the subtle actions of like, you know, just like lowering the shoulders a bit and like not having your legs totally straight so you look a little shorter.
Yeah. Damn. Tall person problems.
So now I'm only like 7'11" instead of 8. You know.
I mean, it makes a difference, right? It's 5'11", 6 feet, 6'1", right? That's how people see everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I'm actually just a Tinder 8 foot instead of an actual 8 foot now. You know.
Got him.
Anybody who's 6 feet on Tinder is 5'10". Saying it now.
You ain't wrong.
We stand a short king.
We stand a
Gotta
short
do what you
king,
gotta
but
do
short
to
kings
survive.
be honest.
Thank you.
All right. So with that, you guys kind of make your way up and you head over to where that bugbear is, and he just kind of puts his hand up and just wait for him to come back.
Oh, okay. Where are you from, my friend?
Originally,
Yeah, I haven't been seeing a lot of bugbears around, so it's nice to see, other kin.
well, I made my way over the mountains about 20 years ago.
For 20 years.
Decided
Nice.
the city of beasts was a bit too boring for me.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. That's fair. How have you been liking the city here?
There's not many places that will hire our kind, unfortunately, but the master does
Tell me
pretty
about it.
well, and he always needs big people to ensure that the rabble are kept in check. And he kind of looks over your shoulder at a couple of the people there who like shrink down a little bit at the gaze of the bugbear.
Suck it. Okay, well, it's good. It's good to see that there's still places that'll hire us. Yeah,
Empire hasn't
it's
been
hard
kind
to
to
make a
our
living. What was that? Sorry.
Empire
Wait, cut
hasn't
off.
been the kind to our folk.
No, it has not. And neither has Jorhas, though. I guess it's our plight to continue to struggle, but we will keep on keeping on.
We will. I trust you're doing well, deciding to come down here, or are you at death's door looking to give something to your family after you go?
Me and my friends are new, and we wanted to just test things out. We're just new to town, and we just wanted to see how it goes, see if there was some not as deadly fights, maybe, hopefully ones that, not Umber Hulks. Yeah, we'll maybe our group can do okay. Yeah, not very sure how we will do yet.
You see him kind of get a little bit of a look over the group. Can I get all of you guys to roll either deception or performance for me to try and kind of like minimize your actual strength?
Oh, fuck.
I got 17.
Natural 20!
I'll
I got a
bounce that
14.
shit out with that one. For an
Dirty
8.
20.
Okay.
17 plus 3.
So dirty 20 less, what was your total?
It's plus 0, so just 20.
Okay, so 2 20s, a 17, a 14, and Phelan with a natty 1.
Yeah, for a total of 8.
For a total of
He
8, okay.
sneezes and all of a sudden he just flexes.
Just does the whole like achoo, and the back of his shirt just poosh, explodes off.
It's hard to hide the muscly prowess of Chewbacca.
That's true. So with that, the four of you that are in behind are doing a pretty good job of looking meek, for a lack of a better term. Phelan, you having this conversation, chatting about Jorhas, it's kind of tough to hide the fact that bugbears are inherently pretty hardy creatures. And you, in your case, like, you're a pretty good specimen of somebody who has taken care of themselves, has really fine-tuned themselves. It's not really that hard for him to suss you out in comparison to the rest. Galahad, you're a big metal man. Les, you're a creature he's probably never seen before, except maybe a version of you that some people have fought before, right? Like something along those lines. So the rest of you guys, he's kind of like, they don't look like they're really the strongest ones.
Well, I'm hoping to carry some of the weight, I guess. Well, yeah, that's why we didn't want to, go too big.
I'll see what we can do. Well, obviously being new to town, you don't really know how it works here, do you?
Not very. No, we're not
He
very
kinda just,
versed.
like, looks back, and you
how
see
it
him just
works.
kind of crack the door a little bit and, like, give a bit of a peek down the hallway, and... All right. And he, like, leans in really close to whisper to you. So,
Oh, yeah.
essentially what happens is the master will come around. He'll ask you what kind of a challenge you're looking for. We don't do easy challenges. There's no free gold here. No matter what, you're going up against something that's pretty potent. The question for you is if you want something potent for a bit of gold, 1,000, 1,500, or if you're looking for a good challenge, you're a group that wants to really try. Usually about double that, 2,500 to 3,000. We don't have
That's
a
a
lot
lot.
left right now for a group of your size. I'm gonna hazard a guess that you're going to have a choice, and he's not gonna tell you what you're fighting. He's just going to show you through based on what the decision is you make. I think in your case, it's probably a choice between a Galeb Dur and a Hydra.
What are
He's
those?
coming. Keep this to yourself.
Neither of those sound
And he
good.
closes those door a little bit. Thalen, go ahead and roll me either a nature or general or a history check.
Oh
Your
God. Okay. Yeah, I'll go ahead with that nature.
Okay. Nature check.
Or same values for me, but that's a 13 plus 3 for 16.
Okay. Hydra, something you know. Everybody's heard of a Hydra before. Multiple heads, multiple attacks, creatures that oftentimes are seen, or at least stories are heard of them, where a head gets sliced off and two more take its place. That one you've definitely heard of before, and you know that they are quite potent enemies. A Galeb Dur, you think it's some kind of a rock creature. Not 100% sure on what that one is, but
Oh God.
it's the weaker of the two. You know that.
Okay. I'll turn around as that person's coming in, and just real quick, it seems like we are stuck between a rock and a hydra. A rock and a hydra place. No, okay. Okay. So, I'm assuming from what we've said, probably pick the lesser of two evils.
Is that the rock thing?
Yes,
All right.
that would be. Or what if anybody wants to go against the stronger one, that's 2,000 gold. We could do that, but I don't trust myself.
I got blown up recently. I don't want to go through something similar again.
Okay.
I think I remember stories of my people driving a Hydra out of the deep caverns of the ocean thousands of years back, and from what I remember, they're not very pretty to fight.
Oh, good. You know what? Maybe if they're ocean creatures, then Mago can just, filet mignon it and. That's
Many
not
heads.
the right cooking time.
Hard to... Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'll turn around and see what the person's coming over to us then is.
So kind of at that point, after having like a little bit of a brief conversation, you kind of look back and you see the bugbear that's standing there, just kind of like, dude, what are you doing? I told you not to say anything. Like that kind of
Oh, no, I was...
expression.
Oh, shit.
But it's okay.
Oh, shit.
But at that point,
Okay,
you
yeah.
managed to kind of have the conversation quick enough that like the individual who stepped through this very short, pretty
Shit, my
ancient
bad.
gnomish fellow,
Yeah.
is kind of like looking up at the bugbear and just looks over and, all right, what are we looking at next? We're looking at not all of you. Is it you? All of you? And he points to the five of you.
Yes. We have a crew of 5. We're new in town.
Ah, new arrivals. Well,
Yes.
clearly you've heard good things if you're here to make money.
Yeah, we just saw that that Cyclops outside. That was an interesting fight.
Yeah, not a bad one. I mean,
Yeah. No,
yeah,
pretty good one.
That group is a pretty good one that's come through every once in a while. The Silver Shadows, usually pretty good on the older side. but,
Okay.
you know.
Okay.
So,
Okay,
all five
I'll-
of you looking to fight?
Yeah. What do you? Oh, nope. Maybe not. Okay, what are you saying? Go ahead.
Fight, but I mean, what kind of challenge are we looking for? We know there's no, easy fights, but we're not looking to get ourselves killed, right?
Yeah.
Not looking to die. Honorable. I can get that. Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm guessing some of the higher end stuff is off the table. Are you looking for like a challenge? Looking to make a lot of gold? Or are you looking for something that'll put on a good show for the people upstairs?
Probably more of a good show.
Yeah, let's do the good show.
Good show. All right, let me have a look at you. And he kind of like gestures, and the bugbear picks him up again, and he goes in, like kind of inspects each of you guys. So what I need all of you to do for this one is roll a deception check for me.
Ooh.
As this individual is going to go one by one and inspect you to determine if he thinks that you are telling the truth, that you're kind of worried about dying, or if it's a situation where you're just trying to make a little
That don't look good there, Margot.
That's not a deception check, Geordie. That's just the truth.
Ah, shit.
Alright, so,
I may have rolled a
Margot,
nat.
insight check. Oh,
I
okay.
rolled a nat 1,
That's a
but
total
a 3, so that's a 4.
It's a total of 5 for him. He rolled a
Damn.
natural 2 and has a +3. So unfortunately for that one, he does kind of see through the disguise and, a red dragon, stand up straight. And he kind of like smacks you on the shoulder a little bit. And you just stand up a little bit more. And he just, all right, well, I think you'll do fine. And you there. And he gestures over to you, Phelan. Go and roll whatever yours is.
Yeah, I rolled a 12 plus 7 for a 19.
Dirty 20. 17 plus 3. So he
Damn.
sees through yours a little bit as well, and it's just, well, you're looking a little bit stronger than you seem to be making yourself. I mean, you're about the same size as my fellow back here. All right, on to the next one. You big metal man, come forward, come forward. It's a 10.
13.
13.
Ah!
Well, metal does get chomped pretty easily. He just
I also probably, my jacket is probably blown to pieces. You look really damaged.
The sick duster.
You look like you've been through a bit of a bad time recently. All right, I can understand wanting to make sure it doesn't get worse. And metal breaks and bends. All right. we'll see what we
Repairs
can
are
do.
not cheap.
What about you? Ooh, you're interesting. You're interesting. Come forward, come forward. And he gestures at you, Les.
I do this whole like hunched over, decrepit image, like my body is shriveled up and dry from not being in the rain. Like,
Okay.
be gentle with me, little one. My skin is very, very brittle right now.
And he just kind of like, all right. Licks his thumb and just kind of like runs it across your skin a little bit. That's a 5 for him.
I got a natural 19.
Nice. So he just kind of like, oh, goodness gracious, you look like almost as though I could boil you up and, well, have you for lunch. But
People have tried.
all right, well, a little bit on the weaker side for you as well. So that's 2 and 2. Last one, you, a younger individual, horned one.
It
come
all
forward.
comes down to this.
That is, oh my God, this die. That is a 5.
Oh.
Yeah, I got a 15 total.
Yeah.
So he just kind of, oh, you're a little young to be going through this. Are you sure this is something you're looking to do?
You know the current TikTok trend where it's like doing the doe-eyed thing in order to trick men into thinking that I'm attracted to them? Jules is fully doing that, just like, oh, yeah, totally, I'm excited.
I want to get my ass kicked.
I just want to get in the thing, yeah.
I just want to get in the industry and get some experience, you know.
I just want to have a good time. I just think this would be a really fun experience for me.
I just want to get my shit rocked. Is that so much to ask?
Oh, God.
I
So
cue the
glad we're an
ambulance.
18 plus stream. Hi everybody, we're good. Hi.
That's the FBI rocking up.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say.
Hold up.
No, what's his name? Chris.
Chris Hansen.
Chris Hansen just rolling up, just like, did you know that this person was underage? Anyway.
Hi there. Have a seat.
Have a seat.
Have a seat right there.
Have a seat. You good?
Get some help.
Just sit down for a second. Let's have a chat.
Next up on America's
Stop
Most
it.
Yeah,
Wanted.
there you go.
Stop it.
Where
Get
the
some
cameras
help.
come from. Anyway, so Jules, with that, you do successfully deceive this individual and just, all right, well, we want to make sure that, I mean, obviously, you don't really have any next of kin, I'm guessing, yet, so maybe your parents if you were to expire, so.
No, definitely not that.
Oh, wow. A very troublesome group. Okay, you can put me down, and he just kind of like sets them down on the ground again. Well, if you were really looking for a challenge, I can't promise anything, but with the group being the size that it is, if you wanted to go up against something very powerful, I'd be willing to do 800 gold each. 4,000 for all of you. If you wanted to go up against something that's maybe a little bit more at your level, we'd be looking to do 200 gold a top. 1,000 gold for that.
Maybe let's do that one.
Do that.
I mean, that's quite a dip. I mean, that's quite a dip in price. You know, I mean, went from 4,000 to 1,000, so no in between there.
Well,
Hey, if it's the difference between making a profit and, dying,
well,
I'd like to
give
pick a
Give me a
profit.
second. If you wait about a minute or so, we might be able to hear if the crowd is going to let us know which side won.
I mean, I'm sorry, everyone, but moisturizer's expensive.
I think I have a Tarrasque tucked away somewhere. Let me just have a look.
Hey, I have a Rakshasa just tied up in the back. Like,
Don't
wow.
say that. Don't even joke about that shit, Haley.
Don't put that on me.
Jody, don't look at me like that. Don't.
Don't look at me like that.
Well, actually, funny you should ask.
I am the Rakshasa.
Double cat, round 2.
Fuck.
I'm
The
down.
real Rakshasa was the friends we made along the way.
Hey, Rakshasa, Rock, Boulder, we're over at conflicted feelings.
Rock your shit.
Ah,
We're about to get
All
our shit
coming
rocked
together.
Yeah, shit rocks. Shit bouldered.
Alrighty, so with you guys, you have a choice where you can either take the 1,000 gold for the creature that he offered as kind of the entry level one, or you can wait a minute or a couple minutes and see if the creature that's in the ring right now is victorious, in which case you could fight that thing. And so it's kind of up to you guys if you want to sign up right away, or if you want to wait and see if you can find something that's a little in the middle ground.
We could stand to wait a few
We could
minutes
wait.
and have another
We could wait.
option.
I wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll wait for options.
Yep.
All right. Well, make your way over into the, well, it's not green, but for some reason we call it a green room. So just head over into that room over there, and we'll call you in the time.
Can the little one join us in there?
My one weakness: rooms with
Oh.
colors in the name.
I didn't even see you.
I know I know they do that. It's very, very.
She's not
sneaky.
fighting with us.
I would hope not. Otherwise, you'd be getting out of my establishment right now.
No, don't worry.
All right. Yes.
She's actually our manager. Nah.
All right.
Yeah.
Wow. I just got like total flashbacks to School of Rock, with like the little girl who like leads up. Is just like, Lucy, whatever. Nice to meet you. I'm the manager. I'm like, oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you guys kind of get
The
let
long
off
way to the
into
top if you want to rock and roll.
It's a
Yes.
long way
Rock
to-
and roll,
Oh
rock.
my god. I want to rock. You guys do want to rock. Okay, so you're fighting a rock. Like, come on. Anyway.
Wait, a
so-
rock, as in the giant bird? Oh,
We're about to fight Jack Black, is what you're saying.
Yes. You
oh my.
Yes! I've always wanted
You're
this
fighting
opportunity.
The pick of destiny.
Huge fan. Thank you for the opportunity.
Holy shit, that's the Kung Fu Panda!
That would be a sick NPC to fight.
Skadoosh.
All right, so you guys get led off into the side room, and from down here, you can't really hear any of the cheers of the crowd above or anything, but you hear a lot of heavy rocking and the sounds of chains jangling, probably a good like 20, 30 feet away, kind of on the other side of a couple of walls. a little bit of time goes by, maybe 5-10 minutes or so. An individual comes down and takes an order of drinks from all of you and brings you pretty much whatever you want on the house because you're willing to fight whatever the creature is. So
Hell yeah.
a little bit of liquid courage for you, and then a nice little virgin drink for Gilda. And you guys are preparing a little bit, sharpening your weapons, kind of getting a feel for the space, loosening your muscles, limber up, and all that. And then the individual kind of steps back in and, well, unfortunately, it'll be a bit of gold to the families of that group. So we do have another creature that you would be able to fight if you wanted to do that. I could, given how many of you there are, why don't we go bang in the middle? 2,500 gold if you wanted to fight against this other creature.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah.
We can give it a crack.
That'll do good.
You want to do the middle one?
Yeah, let's do middle. 2,500. Yes.
Yes.
All right. I think that we could definitely manage that. Okay, so you're going to be on in probably about 5 minutes or so.
Okay.
Oh, splendid. Yes.
I'm assuming at this point this is when you would want to let me know of anyone who would be kind of your next of kin, but you said you're not really from Zadash, and so I don't particularly know who I'd be sending it to. Do you have anybody in the city that you would want to...
Send it to our manager here, the little girl.
The little girl. All right. She'll get the gold in case you perish. Standard perishing fee, 50 gold a pop. So, she'll get 250 gold.
Wait, we get fined for dying?
No, we pay you for dying.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Because regardless, you gave entertainment to our patrons above. We want to ensure that you're at least getting paid for your sacrifice.
Gotcha. I just thought this was the American healthcare system for a second. Sorry.
Oh! Nah. Hi.
Not wrong though.
Damn.
Not wrong though.
All right.
I couldn't help myself.
God. Is there an additional bonus for putting on a good show?
I mean, you might have some coins thrown down on you from anything one up above. Anything you find in the sand is yours to keep.
That works.
Okay. All right, let's do it. We're ready, I think. Yeah, we'll
Let's
just
go. Let's go.
whenever you give us the time.
Fantastic. That works for me.
Oh.
All right.
Well, now my daggers. I'm gonna start throwing them at the wall. Have them just waiting.
Alrighty. Well, let me see.
Oh, those poor kids. They're going to get absolutely murked. Oh, my.
So you guys have got a little bit of time as he kind of trudges off, and you are kind of waiting for another bout to finish, and for the area below to get cleaned up.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to give everyone a bit of a huddle real quick. And I'm going to reach into my jacket and pull out 4 potions of healing. And say,
I picked these up at the Invulnerable Vagrant. If you need one, take it now.
Thank you very much. I'll take one of those.
I have some spells that'll heal, so I can use that, and we can that way distribute it around to whoever needs.
I shall scoop one of them up.
Tight.
It's just a standard health potion, right?
I am just gonna gently push mine and be like, I've got my own.
Okay, I'll take one then, just in case. I'll hold my.
pretty sure
If
I
there's
also
extras,
bought-
I'll take it.
did I buy the other 2, which were better?
I bought one of the better ones.
Yeah,
You bought one of the
you bought
better?
one of them, but you didn't buy the other one.
Okay.
I'll take a
Cool.
standard
My notes,
healing
and I was
potion
like,
then.
Yeah, cool.
Bet.
Alright, so
Thank
Les
you.
Paul's taken 1. Phelan's taken 1.
Yes.
Then
I
you-
already
has
had
the mana
one.
potion. Did you want the potion? Hello, Earth to Jules. Hello.
Huh, sorry, doing homework.
Hi, are you
What?
taking a potion, or are you gonna just
Yeah.
die?
I took one of the potions.
Okay. So you've
So-
got 1 health potion, 1 mana potion. I've got 1 potion on me. All right.
Sorry, I'm working on a group project right now.
It's literally just
Finals
unacceptable.
week.
Okay,
I have
cool.
no spare time.
Yep, cool.
You're good. All right, so give me just a second here.
All right, so just don't forget that you have health potions.
Yee. I got
Health
2.
potion singular.
Singular. That's the big thing. Okay, so
I am this group's healthcare system.
Yep.
Yeah, what are we fucking gonna? Oh my god.
Healthcare
we're gonna
of
die.
Galahad.
Yeah,
Fucking
exactly, Moose. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh boy.
It's fine. I get like 4 uses of cure wounds. It's okay. We'll die very fast.
There's
I
nothing,
guess-
nothing bad ever happens
Wow.
to the Kennedys.
Some of you may die, but it is a sacrifice I am willing to make.
Yes.
Yeah. We're about to fucking. I don't even know. We're going against a third option now. Oh,
We're going
about to
against
get-
You're going up against something that you're not entirely sure what it is, but whatever it is, it seems to have fought very recently and still be able to fight.
Oh fuck!
It's
You know
okay,
what?
It'll be sort of weakened, right?
This is gonna be the fucking creature that Jordy's like. I gave you 2 options. You're going off the rails. Now face your own consequences, motherfuckers.
Meet Terry the Tarrasque.
Yeah. God damn it, Terry.
So you guys are kind of left alone for about 5 minutes or so inside the green room, until eventually that bugbear kind of comes in and. All right, you guys all ready?
Mm-hmm.
But is it whatever gonna be?
Follow
Let's
me.
do it.
Yeah.
And he kind of makes his
Let's
way
do
out. And you
this.
can see most of the people that are in the area that were there before, because you guys have been in there for about 10 minutes or so. A good number of them have kind of cleared out a little bit. It looks like most people have gone off in their own separate areas or maybe headed back upstairs. And you guys are led into the other door. This one looks to be a lot more sturdy construction. You're looking at metal bars across it, metal X through the center of the door on both sides, metal exterior around it. It's really definitely meant to be secured and locked behind you. And as you go inside, this kind of large wheel gets pushed sideways and then locks, and you hear a series of thunking locks go into the wall to ensure that it doesn't open. And as you do that, you're now standing in a hallway about 15 feet wide or so, and there's a very clearly painted path in the middle of white lines on both sides. And starting to walk through, you've got the gnomish man in front of you, and the bugbear was on the other side that had closed the door. Make sure that you stay inside these lines. You don't want anything grabbing you. And you can see that in different areas, some of the cages are smaller, and there's a larger different distance between where those lines are and where the cages are. And the cages are all very much blacked out. They look like they're almost some kind of magical darkness that's suffused inside them. But every once in a while, you'll see like a claw reach through the bars on one of them, or like a long tentacle-like tongue or pseudopod of some kind start to reach out and kind of just like make its way towards the edge of where that path is. And in your case, he ends up walking you through a fair little bit of a ways, and eventually comes to a long circular entrance of some kind. Door built into it. And he opens up the door with the help of another bugbear there, and, well, I won't be stepping through this one, but this is your arena. You can go ahead and announce yourselves to the crowd as you so please. But other than that, we'll rely on the games master to be the one who announces you completely once you're ready to fight.
Okay.
Do you have a group name, or are you all just going to be individuals?
I don't think we've ever come up with a group name.
No.
More than anything, we're the misfits that got thrown together.
Jordy really just said come up with a group name and cope.
Yeah. He said 25 episodes. Y'all had enough time. It's fine. Fuck.
How about, just as a placeholder, the Magnificent Misfits?
No.
Let's do. No.
Whatever, sure.
What do we guys said?
So
Yeah,
corny.
Are we not corny?
This is our punishment for not thinking of a name sooner. Let's just roll with it.
Yes.
Team Bing Bong
Meg-
it is then.
No, I prefer the first one. I prefer the first one.
The cool kiddos.
No.
The gold chasers?
Yeah, let's go.
I don't
You know
like the
what?
implications of that.
The Gold Diggers.
Even worse. It's just so much worse.
Can the announcer just come in at that exact moment?
Please.
I like
no,
that.
God, no, don't do this to me.
Ironically, like the gold digger.
I like Magnificent Misfits. That sounds good. Yeah, we could do that.
Let's
Sure, that works.
just go with it.
All right, misfits it is.
The
Misfits
Steel Hydras.
That's too old. You know what? Maybe
The
next
gold
time.
hydras?
The Black
Maybe next time,
Glove
yes.
of Anubis.
What does Anubis have to do with this?
I don't know. I'm just kind of just brainstorming, just seeing, what
You're
would
doing a
add
good
to
job.
all,
You're
More
like
of a brain
bringing in a
blank
lot of
prison,
options.
But okay, let's just go.
Animal control?
No,
No.
we're PETA.
Yeah.
We were going by the IRS.
Ah, shit. Fuck. Damn.
Nah, dodge taxes. It's fine. Nothing bad ever happens.
The three
Al Capone? Never heard of him.
The Black Mamba.
The Gold Company.
Oh, that's promising.
I like Gold Company.
It's got an
Yeah, Golden Company. Okay.
Oh shit.
Gold and company.
Gold Company? Is that Gold Company?
Les was not
Gold
thinking that.
Ampersand Company.
Go what?
Oh god.
Are we doing Gold Company? Is that what we're rolling with?
So is
I
it,
think-
is it
Gold, the Gold Company.
Gold Company! Alright, cool.
The gold company.
Gold
Yes.
Company.
All right. To do in a pinch,
Right.
the gold company.
Nailing it.
For the time being, I guess we're the Gold Company.
This is
That's
Gold
right.
Leader.
It's
Come in,
forever.
Gold Leader.
Gold 1, Gold 5 standing by.
Gold 3 standing by.
Eagle
Come
1, come
Gold.
in. Eagle
No,
1,
you're
come
supposed
in.
to say gold! God damn it, Margot.
Golden Retriever standing by.
Yeah. Tight.
Oh my
Golden Opportunity reporting in.
Golden trout swimming through.
Golden
Gold
member.
digger. Making my way in.
Making my way downtown. Walking fast.
Yeah.
Gold
Faces
digger
cracked.
making my way. Okay,
Oh,
so
God.
going with the gold company for now.
Yep.
Yeah.
That'll do.
Yeah.
So
God,
as you guys
that's
kind of like talk amongst yourselves very briefly, and you see this kind of gnome just tapping his foot in. We got patrons upstairs. Like this is something you gotta start doing pretty soon. All right, so gold company. That's what we're going with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shining like the bright stars we are.
Original. All right. Make your way inside, and we'll go from there. And so you guys kind of push your way inside, and the door opens, and then you see inside. You see a 50-foot across, 50-foot wide, sand-bottomed, round fighting pit. Essentially, a couple of large
Oh,
boulders
God.
are there. The map that you're going to see has got a staircase on it. Ignore the staircase; it doesn't actually exist. I just couldn't find
Hold
a map
on,
that wasn't
majority,
exactly what I wanted.
majority. Can I go up these said stairs?
You can go
Just-
up the iron chain lattice work that's up the side of all sides of this. Essentially, what you're looking at is a chain
Cage fight.
Essentially, a chain cage fight. But it's not.
I got you
secured.
for 3
It's very
minutes,
loose
Spider-Man.
chains. It's very loose chains. But in your case, you step inside and you hear some of the shouts of the crowd above, the and like a couple of different shouts of people. And you look up and you see easily at least like 50, 60, maybe 100 people that are kind of peering over the edge, curious on what the next group is that's going to be coming in.
Good.
And about 30 seconds or so pass by. You guys start to push your way into the center of the chamber a little bit. If there's anything you want to do to the crowd above you.
Oh
Are we
yeah.
putting on a show?
Yeah, we freaking are.
All right.
Let's go.
You first.
I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna throw my daggers and my daggers of the ions, and I'm gonna keep throwing them and reappearing them at my hand as I keep throwing them, so it just looks like infinite daggers coming up and they just like disappear. Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and make a either sleight of hand or performance check, your choice.
Oh ho ho! I'll do sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand, okay.
Ah shit. 15.
15, okay. So you're kind of taking those daggers and throwing them up in the air. And the first one, like, you throw it a pretty good distance. It looks like it might actually make its way towards where the edge of that is. And you hear a couple of, oh my god, he threw his weapon, oh my god. And then like somebody like dodges back in the last second as the dagger's about to impact. And then you recall the dagger and then, heavy loud thuds and crashes. And a couple of coins start to shatter in through. Phelan, you can go ahead and mark off whatever you rolled in gold pieces. As added to your inventory, because that's what the amount is that they shower you with.
Sorry, Jordy, do you have the map on Roll20? I don't see it anywhere.
Yeah, you will.
Oh, I will. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
You will.
You will. So yeah, so you kind of shower that, and so you rolled a 15, so you get 15 gold pieces that are kind of showered down upon you from the crowd above. Does anybody else want to do anything?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to take my sword and shield, do a little twirl, slam them both into the sand, and I'm going to toss off the very explosively hole-ridden duster that I have, and just clang my metal fist together and like pump up to full height and flex.
All right, so you get the little bit of steam coming out from the center and from out of your back, a little bit of a display of strength. You can go ahead and make either an athletics check or a performance check.
Ooh. Yeah, secondo.
Yeah, secondo.
Yeah.
22.
22.
Holy
22
shit.
gold pieces shower down upon you, impacting tang to tang 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 against the armor as people are just throwing coins in at your massive display of strength. So you can kind of pick those ones up as you're starting to go around. Who wants to go next?
I want to go next.
Jules, what do you got?
Yeah, Jules will step in and, like, playing her arms out, doing some incantation work with her hands. Do I have time to cast a spell on myself during this?
Yeah, you do. You guys are in there for about 30 seconds or so, we'll say.
Perfect. Then as she steps in, she's going to, like, flex her arms out, letting out a wave of the spectral energy, letting her eyes glow very bright, along with her choker, and also casting thaumaturgy at the same time in order to make a loud, like, boom as they enter into the arena, and casting Armor of Achaidh on herself. And as you can see, as all of these wispy spectral strands circle around her, protecting her.
Sounds good. So Armor of Achaidh, and even like some of the air, the thick sweat-filled air, and the little bits of sand that are kind of in the air after Galahad and Phelan have done their entrances, start to coalesce into this armor around you and forming this jagged ice-like armor that's on your skin. Go ahead and roll either a let's do Arcana or Perception, or Arcana or Jesus, what the hell is the thing?
Performance?
Yeah.
I'll roll an Arcana. Ooh, 6 plus 7.
13?
13.
All right, still beats the DC. So 13 pieces of gold getting showered down upon you from the people upstairs. You can see they're really starting to get into it at this point. And you guys not really watching a fight from the beginning. You're not sure if this is normal, but whatever it is, you're getting money thrown at you by the people who are upstairs. Drinks are starting to get spilled a little bit. Some of the sand around the edges are starting to get a little bit wet as some of the beer and ale and wine are getting poured down a little bit out of some of the cups. Margot and Les, who wants to go next?
I'll go.
Margot, go.
Okay, so I'm going to throw a firebolt right where I end up standing, and as the flames just explode from the ground, I fan out my wings so the tendrils of fire completely envelop Margot as she just appears to the crowd.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, so in that case, for a red dragonborn, go ahead and roll me. Let's go performance, or... Actually, in your case, it's just performance, because there isn't anything else. It's you're a charisma-based spellcaster, so it's really only performance for you.
Okay, 14 plus 3, 17.
17, okay. So Dragonborn, still not, from what you've seen, not the most common inside the city. Inside this arena, you haven't seen anybody that's in the crowd or anything there. So Dragonborn, although they were common in the city of Felderwin where you came from, maybe not as much so here. And so 17 gold pieces get showered down upon you, kind of impacting against your head a little bit. The occasional one kind of catching you in the side of the nose, and you just kind of and little bits of fire come out of your nose as a couple more pieces start to get showered down upon you. So you can mark add 17 gold to your inventory there. And last but certainly not least.
All right. So as everyone is kind of starting to walk forward and do all these cool, amazing acrobatic show off feats, I have my sort of dark navy blue sort of Captain Hook jacket on, and I kind of want to take my little forearm crustacean shell shield.
Yep.
That's kind of like slinged on my shoulder, and I want to kind of slightly walk. And at this, like, kind of throw the shield forward, so it's like skidding ahead. Kind of throw it forward, and then like hit the ground with force, propel myself with force damage because I have the psionic blast.
Yeah.
So kind of throw it forward and go and sort of jettison myself up, so my jacket leaves my body, and kind of do like a kind of a gainer spin half thing, and then land on the shield and spin around and go.
All right, yeah, that's
wow.
Awesome. Let's go with either performance or I'll say for you that'll be a spellcasting ability check. So proficiency plus intelligence.
Okay.
That's tight.
Okay.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll the Les Paul die for this one.
Yeah.
Oh, that was low. That is 11.
11. Still beat the DC of 10. So for all you guys to be able to get anything from the crowd, you had to get a minimum DC of 10 on whatever you rolled. Unless in your case, the show, like, you impact, the jacket kind of catches on your hand just a little bit, and then it kind of is wafting behind you as you land, and then it kind of comes up over your head, but you still launched yourself into the air without jumping, and landed on a spinning shield, and then threw the jacket to the side, arms extended as you spun around to the crowd, and a few of them kind of like, I've never seen anybody like that. I haven't either. Wow, that's really cool. And like throw out 11 gold pieces down to you, so you can add yourself 11 gold.
Sweet.
All right, so as your introductions start to come to a close, all 5 of you kind of doing your little bit of display for the crowd to try and get them excited about your combat. Go ahead.
Just one other thing. As I pick my sword and shield back up, I'll just twirl it into the air and cast magic weapon.
Magic weapon. Okay, good to know.
Oh yeah, make it glowy and showy. You know.
Glowy and showy. Got you.
Do you like the Luke Skywalker episode?
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you do that, the little bit of your introduction starts to come to a so as that comes to a close, let me go ahead and let's go with this one. Okay. So the introduction starts to come to a close, and that familiar voice that rang out earlier of ladies and gentlemen and everyone in between, please give a warm shout out welcome to, what did you guys say was the
Gold Company.
Gold Company! And they're just kind of, big shout out, big everything. And the Gold Company today, with these 5 unique individuals, please make your way over to the far side of the ring. And he designates for all of you to walk across. So you guys can go ahead and check roll 20 now. You can move yourselves over to the far right side of where the ring is. Anywhere past the halfway mark.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Now we
Les Paul, you want to be up front with me, big boy?
Yeah, I'll come up with you.
Les Paul.
No. I'll come up with you.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I'm all the way back the fuck here. I don't know.
Bird's like, yeah, I'll be at the front.
All right.
I'm in the fucking back. I'm gonna.
So, for you guys, as the Gold Company is introduced, and everybody in the crowd starts shouting, yeah. Big claps start to go up and around, and now you all loved when this creature fought against the last group. Unfortunately, they met their demise at the hands of it. Hopefully this one doesn't sink into the ground like the last one did. And you guys go ahead and make a perception check for me.
What?
The
fuck?
18 perception.
That's a nat 1 for me.
19 for me.
19. I have No bonus
8.
to perception. 16.
16. Jules?
15.
15. So Jules, Galahad, and Margot. The three of you.
Oh, I got 18.
Oh, you got an 18. Sorry, I heard 8. So all four of you, you start to notice as you're looking at the ground, and Les is like still kind of cheering on a little bit and just like,
I love
back in
it.
the ring a little bit. The rest of you start to look at the ground and you start to notice little bits of body parts that were in the ground that are very badly tinged green and red, and some of them almost black in certain places that almost seem to be melting a little bit off of the skin off of the bone. But the creature, this one pulled straight from the bowels of the Labenda Swamp, everybody! Give it up! And the on the other side where you guys had come in was a fairly small door, but there's actually a much larger portcullis entry that gets lifted and kind of pulled back a little bit. And as that happens, you see creatures start to come into view. And this creature, distended arms and legs and this big belly hanging out over its midsection. You see yellow and black pus-filled pustules on its chest and stomach and arms. 4 long claws on each hand. Kind of very odd, thick, matted black hair running down over its face, big piercing teeth, these gigantic chins over on above on top of each other, similar boils and pustules exploding off of its face, and you even see a massive scar running directly across the chest as you guys come face to face with this creature here.
Oh my god.
Oh, I know what that is. That's the end of us all.
And
That's what that looks like.
What the hell is that?
what
is that?
It's about drive. It's about bruh. It's about oh my god.
All right, so with that, that's going to be where we quickly take our break. We're just going to get everything all prepped up for this combat there. We're going to come back in about 5, maybe 10 minutes or so at most, and then we are going to be right back here with you guys. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be a great combat. We'll talk to you soon.
I hope you...
And
Ass Wiper 3000.
Ass Wiper 3000. Thank you, Moose. Insightful content as always. So proud. So, with that, hello everybody. Welcome back. Thank you for sticking with us through our break. We are going to go ahead and dive right into this combat as this creature lumbers its way through, kind of eyeing up all of you. The loud voice rings out, and everybody ready upstairs, everybody ready downstairs, hands in the air!
Chicken like you just don't care.
You put your hands up, and the creature just kind of gives this like kind of growl, deep guttural belch of some kind almost, and then their voice
like that.
in 3, 2, 1, begin, and let's all roll initiative.
Alrighty, let's go!
Fuck!
Ah, so typical
About
of
to
a
get
blind class roll.
I chose poorly.
Same.
Let's just see if
I rolled on a different dice just to see if it would have been different, but it was worse, so it's fine.
Oh God!
yeah.
Don't give yourself disadvantage like that. Look.
Okay, 25 to 20. 20
20
to 15, let's go.
I got a 19.
This is going to
Oh
hurt.
my God!
Jules got a 19.
Lance on 19, let's go.
Okay.
Wow, this thing doesn't roll above a fucking Jesus.
15 to 10.
14.
14 for Phelan.
12.
12 for Margot. Okay.
God.
10 to 5.
Lucky number 7.
7 for me as well.
God.
All right,
Yeah.
so less.
You first, Kevin. I insist.
Alright.
You guys get to decide per turn who goes first.
Oh, Pog.
I like that.
That's
I like that.
That's the funny enough. That's the way it's written in the book, and nobody does it that way. It's really funny. Anyway, so whoa, oh my God, my cameras are messed up. Hang on. What the hell? Why is Haley halfway off the screen?
Haha.
I
went
You're
rogue.
being
Went rogue.
booted.
All right, so now we're good. Okay, so top of the round, Jules, you are up first as the 3, 2, 1, and you instantly start to move forward. Go ahead
Blast
and
him!
do whatever you'd like.
So I started blasting.
You are muted.
Pew, 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 pew.
I'm gonna unmute first.
There you go.
And
Okay,
then
so
I'm
we know
gonna
it can
text
cast
you.
You are
silence.
speechless as you stand before the creature.
We know it can
Exactly.
cast silence, so we're in trouble.
So you're already at disadvantage.
One spell marked off the list. I'm going to cast Hex on the creature and make them have disadvantage against dexterity ability checks.
Okay.
I guess. And then I'm gonna blast them twice.
You do
Okay.
strength.
Hex.
I can grapple the fuck out of it.
That's a 5 plus 8, a 13, and an 11 plus 8 for a 19.
13 misses, 19 hits.
Wonderful.
Oh no.
So I'm gonna roll a d10 and a d6 because of Hex. That's 9 plus 5 is 14 damage.
14 points of damage. Okay, so your first strike, the hex comes out of your hands and kind of this black smoke wafting across between Galahad and Les to the other side of the fighting pit. Creature suddenly caught up in it, almost inhaling a lot of that into its body. A lot of those yellow and green pustules starting to almost fill and turn black on its body as the hex takes hold. First attack, however, impacting against it, it kind of just thrusts out its belly and almost kind of bounces off the first force damage. But the second one, impacting against it, badly impacts it and does a massive amount of damage, taking a big chunk out of it. As it does that, you do notice some kind of like yellowish green ichor pours forward onto the ground out of the creature. But damage is dealt from that one. Did you want to move anywhere?
Can I make a either like a nature or a history check or something to see what that ooze is? Like if it's harmful to us or something like that?
You've used everything on your turn, a bonus action and an action this turn. I would let you use a bonus action next turn to do that if you wanted. But inherently you wouldn't know what it is like off the top of your head.
I reckon it's great for the skin, personally.
Totally fantastic.
It's a great moisturizer.
However, after you, Jules, with a 17, we come to the creature.
Don't say that.
Yeah, with a 16 plus 1. So, it is going to go ahead and lumber forward with a speed of 30 feet.
The fuck?
10,
He's
15,
big boy. We've got
20,
30 feet. And he's a big boy.
and it's going to go ahead and make 3 attacks. Let's go a claw to each of you. And we'll decide the other one after that. So, claw attack, left claw coming in against Les. Les, this is going to be a 15 to hit.
Miss.
15 misses, okay. Second attack, another claw coming around the other side, going up against Galahad.
Gonna be plus 20. Here we go.
That is a 22.
Yep, knew it. Yep,
22.
hits.
Okay, so 22 does hit. On the 22, you're going to go ahead and take this plus...
Oh my god.
Ooh, that's pretty good. You take
So it's not good for me.
14 points of slashing damage as the claw rakes across the metal of your body. And then as it does so, some of those pustules that are on the fingertips and on the hand explode onto you. And you also take an additional 8 points of poison damage.
I'll take 4 because I'm resistant to poison.
Oh, bam.
Sounds good.
Hell yeah.
Okay. In addition to that, it's also going to make a bite attack. The bite attack is going to go against Les because it was not able to sink a claw into you. Les, this is going to be a 16 to hit.
Miss.
16 misses as well, unfortunately. So the bite attack lunging down, you just a little bit on the quicker side, ducking underneath, making sure you're not getting even touched by any of this.
Flow like water, baby!
As its flurry of attacks go away. But one of the things you do notice as well is some of the wound that Jules had damaged it with seems to be healing.
Oh, crap.
Turn.
I knew it! I knew it had something to do with something.
Alrighty, so that's going to be the creature's turn. After that, we come to Phelan. Margot, you
Shit. All right, I'm gonna do Old Faithful, and I'm gonna throw my daggers of the ions at it. I'm gonna throw both of them, so action and bonus action there. And see if it hits. First one is gonna be an 11 to hit.
11
That's
misses.
Okay. Second one, please be better. Yes, because that's a fucking nat 20, baby!
Oh, shit. And you do get sneak attack on this because you have allies.
Yeah!
Bang!
Sneak attack. Hoya! Hoya!
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Oh, this is gonna be great. The dagger damage is gonna be 7, but the sneak attack for that 66 will be. Oh, come on! Oh, that's 21. Oh no, wait, that's just 21. Yeah. No, okay, yeah. Sorry, there we go. Yeah,
Double.
66. Yes. So 21 plus 7. That'll be.
But hang on,
yeah.
it's a crit, so it's 60. Oh no, sorry. It's
Well,
3
no.
to 6. Yeah, okay, never mind. You
Yes,
doubled the dice.
3.
You doubled the dice. Right. So
Yes.
28 points of damage. Okay.
Just roll a couple more d6s. One.
Yeah, that makes sense. So 28 total
I'm
points of
not-
damage. As the first
Yeah.
dagger flies out and the creature lumbering forward, you kind of misjudge it just a little bit and impact kind of the butt end of the dagger, so it doesn't actually impact against the creature and it falls to the side. The second one, however, you take an extra second, wait for the creature to stop, throw the dagger, it plunges directly into the belly, this massive gash in the belly. However, in doing so, the belly bursting open, some of that liquid exploding forward onto Les and Galahad. You both immediately take 8 points of poison damage. No save. No
I'm going to use Protective Shield to lessen the damage for Galahad.
Okay. Galahad's resistant to poison, so you would be lessening it.
Oh, well, I'll do it to myself then.
Yeah, I was gonna say I love where your head's at, but save it for yourself, Jim.
No, I forgot that you were resistant. Yeah.
I'm just a superior.
So I'm going to reduce the damage by 9 points of damage.
Nice. You reduce it down to 0. You're able to use that that bit of psychic energy and literally just kind of grab all of the poison out of the air and just throw it back onto the creature as it just kind of sizzles and burns.
Pocket sand!
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna pocket sand the pocket sand.
That Tai Chi moving around, it is.
You are Kung Fu Panda.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. So with that, Phelan, those are
You
your
are
2
Jack
attacks
Black.
there. You have your movement left to you. What do you want to do?
That is gonna suck. Yeah, I'm not gonna get anywhere close to that motherfucker. I'm just gonna stay the fuck where. I don't want to get cornered by that chair, so I'm gonna move 1, 2. That's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I believe that is my movement. I get 1 more, so I'm gonna go right here. 10. 30. There we go.
All right, 30 feet away, kind of hopping over to the other side, making sure to keep your distance away from the creature. Good turn there. Margot, you're on. Margot, you're up. Les and Galahad, you guys are on deck.
All right. Seeing the fact that everybody is in front of me, and most of, if not everybody, is out of this splash zone, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna cast a Willing Fireball.
God damn it.
All right.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna cast it right behind, though. I want to scorch the back of this thing.
There you go.
So it's a 20-foot radius. So go ahead and mark on the map where you want it to.
So it would be like right where those blood splatters start on the left.
All right, perfect. So yeah.
So I
just
already mapped
enough.
it out. So everybody is out of this radius if I do it.
So right
right
about
behind.
there.
Yep.
That's what we like to see.
All right, perfect. So yeah, so definitely going to be impacting against that big fireball. It makes a dexterity saving throw. What is your spell save DC?
You're going to be looking at 14.
14. That is a natural 19. Unfortunately, that is a 20. However, it still does take half damage.
Yeah. So
Cook
8d6.
this fool.
Okay.
Cook this
Yeah.
fool.
Literally cook 'em.
Cook
Hold on.
'em.
I got to grab more d6. 1 second.
Roast whatever the hell troll looking
Yeah.
troll looking ass.
Excuse me. Uno momento.
With the 3 hag looking ass.
2, 4, 6. Okay.
How is it going if its insides are like on the outside?
Insides are on the outside.
Make that into a quote.
How is it going if it's
How is
inside
it going if its insides are on the outsides? I can't fucking get this d6 out of this goddamn tin. I am a cripple.
Trying to
Come
get
here.
this motherfucking D6 out of this motherfucking tin.
tin with my motherfucking long ass nails?
I got it.
Tight.
Okay.
All right,
All right.
8d6.
All right. Let's see here. 5, 8. Let's see here. That's would be 14, 17, 18,
This is only about to be fried.
19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 25, 26,
Christmas boys.
27.
27. Okay, so half down to 13, but the creature's still taking that damage. As that fireball, you compressing it into the center of your palm. The cheers going up from the crowd as your allies are getting spattered with this poison, and the fireball erupts to the behind the creature, flying just past its head. You see this like kind of slobbery, wide-toothed grin as they thought it dodged it, and then all of a sudden the explodes behind it, and it leans forward a little bit onto the creature, or onto those in front of it. However, when the Kroll takes any damage, you guys in front take an additional 7 points of poison damage from the creature as the fireball explodes behind it, and it kind of lurches forward, reopening some of those wounds on its stomach and spilling more poison onto the two of you. So you take 7 more points of poison damage.
I'm so happy I have constructed resilience.
Good God. This is terrible.
I might recommend stepping away. I'm sorry about that.
He's fine. Alright.
I rolled pretty low for that, man.
Yeah, you're good. Alright, so that's going to be your turn. Next up, we come to Galahad and Les. You guys get to choose the order in which you would like to go.
Do you mind if I take point on this one? Kevin
Tin
is
Man.
frozen.
What do you think, Tin Man?
Let me have a crack at it.
All right, do you?
And wreck it.
Oh my god! That's a natural 19.
That's
Hey!
Yeah.
I'm about to be in danger.
Okay, so
Do you not have
I'm
the
gonna
thing where, like,
I'm gonna use a
crit, like-
second level spell slot for this. So
Okay.
that's that, and that, and that. Cool.
A ring-a-ging-ging.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I rolled. Oh no, that's not every odd number. I can't do maths. Just ignore me. 10, 18.
Hit us with your best shot. Ba-dow, ba-dow.
20. Okay, I deal 23 radiant damage.
Okay.
And then I would like to. No, sorry. It's more than that. It's a lot more than that.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
It's
a lot.
another plus
So
Oh,
this is
magic
also-
weapon.
29. I wasn't adding my bonus to damage from actually just
Okay, so
stats.
just
on
to
the
clarify
dice.
as
Sorry.
well, this is a creature. It's not a fiend or anything, so it should just be
No, I know.
3d8, right?
Okay, so it's 1d8 from longsword, and then an additional 3 from a second level spell slot, divine smite,
Yep.
plus 5 from my bonus, plus 1 from magic weapon,
Okay. So yeah, so it was
for a total of 29 radiant damage.
29 points of radiant damage. Okay, good to
Tight.
know.
And then,
As you
as
do
the
that,
energy from the sword
you and
is
Les both
glowing from the
takes-
strike. No, wait, before you do that,
Okay.
because this is important.
Mhm.
As the slice goes through, I gather the magic still left in the blade, and I draw it in a line in the sand across, and it covers both myself and Les in beautiful temporary hit points for a total of.
Oh, okay.
That's not bad, actually. So that's 12 plus. What is it?
Hell
Plus
yeah.
5. 12 plus 5 is 17. I'll take. What is it? I'll take 9 points, and you take the rest of temp HP.
Ooh.
Les Paul.
Okay, so
So it's-
less you would get 8.
8. Okay.
However, both of you are going to take 13 points of poison.
Holy shit.
So
Yay!
Galahad, you only take 4. Less, you only take 5.
5 points of damage?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. Gotcha.
Damn.
13.
I've been rolling
Halved.
better on the acid damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
Yeah.
poison damage, I should say. So actually,
Okay,
Galahad,
so-
because you're resistant, it would have been 13 points, so half down to 6. So you would
Okay.
still have 3 temporary hit points.
I still have HP.
You did. Alright, so
Hell
that's
yeah.
your first attack. Second attack.
But wait, there's more.
But wait,
Ah.
more.
That's my bonus
Meanwhile-
action damage, so that's all done.
Let's just
Ah,
slowly
you-
running away.
Oh, I can take it. I can take it.
That is 15 plus
That's gonna be
7.
enough. Yeah.
Sweet. All right, we're going again. I think I'm just going to make it a regular divine smite this time, just a plain old plus 1 level spell slot.
All right.
All right, we're about to take some more damage, but in
Oh.
exchange, I will
But
be taking.
I'll be fine.
from
That is a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
That was a 1, not a 4. I knocked the dice over. It's an 8 plus 6 plus, what's this? 14, 15 plus 21 points of radiant damage. Please and thank you.
21 points of radiant damage. Woof! 2 heavy strikes, and you guys take, much better, 15 points of
what the
poison
fuck?
damage. It's 2
What you mean much better?
It's 2d8. So you take 15 points of poison damage.
Shit.
As Galahad, you with those heavy strikes, empowering the blade with your magic weapon before the combat started, impacting slice after slice against the creature, blocking a little bit of that poison from impacting against you and less. However, unfortunately, the creature is very hardy. It has a big lumbering frame. You are starting to make big dents into it. You can see part of its engorged belly with all that poison that's been spilling out or starting to and shrink down a little bit. It's seeming to definitely be hurt, but not quite enough to drop it as of yet.
Okay. With my movement, I am going to provoke an attack of opportunity as I retreat out of melee range.
Okay, it's going to go ahead and
I'm gonna.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, go for it.
It's going to go ahead and make a bite attack against you as you try to retreat.
Yep.
Natural 20.
I knew that was going to happen.
Let's go. Okay.
God. No, Jody.
I'm
No.
sorry.
Man alive.
I'm
I
sorry.
hope your teeth break on his metal ass, you blobbly fuck.
So, as that happens, Galahad, you take
Hi.
9 points of piercing damage
Uh-huh.
and 5 points of poison. So not that much.
Uh-huh.
However, you are now
Ha,
poisoned
dude.
until the start of
Any
the troll's
poison?
next turn.
I thought Warforged could be poison.
We can't be diseased. We have resistance to poison and advantage on poison saving throws. But if there's no save, then I'm just poisoned.
There is no save.
Oh,
If
shit.
this hits, you are poisoned.
Okay.
Holy
So as
shit.
the creature reaches out and you just try to make your way back and kind of fending off the poison as best you can, a little bit of it gets in your eyes and you kind of like look up at the last second as this biting jaw impacts against your shoulders, injecting some of the poison into the inner workings of your armor, and you start to just suddenly like lose a bit of balance. You are considered poisoned until the start of the troll's next turn.
All right, cool.
Somebody
I'm gonna back to here next to Phelan and end my
Thank
turn.
you.
And end your turn.
For now.
Les, you directly beside the creature. What would you like to do?
So I have a question.
I have an answer.
These boulders,
Yes.
are they large boulders?
They are large enough that you are able to hide behind them if you would like to do so.
So, with my telekinetic movement, with my swift Jedi power, new ability,
The boulders
There's some
themselves
clarification.
are considered medium.
crap. Okay. It literally says small or large, but not medium. I can move something really heavy,
Wait,
but not
what?
medium.
It's not
What's
small
the
to
ability?
It says, loose object that is large or smaller, or
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
large
larger,
or
smaller.
smaller.
So it's
Oh, okay.
Large,
I-
medium, small.
My stupid brain was like large or small, not medium. I was like, that's weird.
That's a weird
It's a
rule.
really
That
weird
shit's
clarification
89
to
pounds.
make.
So, in being able to move the boulder,
Yeah.
I have a weird mechanics question because I don't know how this would work.
Okay.
Option A, swiftly move the boulder into the creature to try to like hit it and move it away like 10 feet or 5 feet or something in front of me. Don't know if that'll work. Probably will just hit it and flop down. Yeah, is that a possibility or no? It would just hit it, maybe take damage and fall.
It would take damage. So, what is the specific ability here that you're trying to use?
It's just telekinetic movement. I can move a large loose object or smaller.
He's
So I just want
literally
to
30
read it.
feet.
I just want to read exactly what it says. So, telekinetic movement. Silent.
It
It
actually
doesn't have anything
says
about moving things moving things 10. Like if it hits something,
Yeah,
can't
exactly. I
move.
just want to see. So you can move a creature and object with your mind. As an action, you target one loose object, which it is loose, large or smaller, or one willing creature. You can move it up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space you can see. So you can't actually
Right.
impact it against
So like, I
anything.
couldn't. My idea was like loose, like big, huge rock, hit creature, but still move it. Be like.
What you can do
That
though
wouldn't
is
work.
like
However, what Phelan is suggesting, unoccupied space up in the air and whoop.
That was the second.
hell
question.
Yeah,
To put a 35 feet in the air and drop it down and taking fall damage.
correct. So because when the rock falls, it would imbue essentially a d6 of fall damage per 10 feet fallen. You would be able to move it 30 feet up in the air. I would say that with the creature being about 10 feet tall, you can imbue effectively 2d6 bludgeoning damage with the rock as it falls onto the creature.
Okay.
It's a big rock.
It's a cool idea, absolutely, and 100% something you can do.
Okay.
sounds amazing. Stomp that motherfucker.
But unfortunately, you're probably going to get more damage out of just stabbing.
I know.
the thing.
That's why I'm like, no matter what damage I do to it, it's gonna give me acid damage back.
Unless you leave,
But then I
it's
could
used
get
its
poisoned.
reaction.
It's used its reaction.
Oh shit, that's right. Thank you for that. Fucking. Okay, no, I can do that. Also, Jody, there was a whole attack part of the telekinetic of the subclass that I wasn't even using. Apparently, I have ranged psionic hits.
Yeah.
They can go.
Yeah, you have your sonic, what is it?
So I'm going to move my dude over here.
Okay. And the creature
And-
kind of biting into Galahad is not able to do anything to prevent you from doing so.
Make 2 attacks with my psionic strike. So what I'm gonna do is kind of swiftly kind of move over there, kind of getting down on one knee and spinning in the sandy ground, get myself up, and just start waving my hands around, almost in this Tai Chi like stance, as like bits of water are falling off my hands, and then
Where do you see that? Because Psionic Strike is once on
So if you
each
go
of your
down,
turns,
you
immediately.
go down under my attacks. On other, so psionic power, psionic strike, range 30 feet, +3 to hit, 1d8 +3 damage.
Yeah, that's you throwing your weapon, your trident at the creature.
Oh, I thought it was like
No,
its own.
Yeah, it's. I think that's just D&D Beyond being, again, unfortunately, not the best when it comes to descriptions of that. Effectively, what you're doing there is your psionic power is you. After you hit a creature within 30 feet, you essentially imbue more damage.
Oh no, I understand our whole mechanic and everything,
Yeah.
but it's just weird that this has its own stat block with a +3 to hit. So why would it have a +3
I
with?
don't know. That's,
other
yeah, that's
thing?
just wrong. It should not have a plus to hit. The plus,
All right. Well, regardless of all that, I'm gonna throw 2 daggers at it. Bam,
Okay.
bam.
Done.
Imbue it with all the psionic swiftness.
Okay, so go and make your first attack.
All right. So, because I have 3 daggers on hand, so I'll fire 2 of those off.
Yep.
Oh, natural 18
Nice.
+6.
Yeah,
That'll
that's gonna
hit. I'll roll the second one just for why not.
Yep.
Natural 13 +6 as well, so that'll hit
Natural
too.
13.
Oh, I was like, that's not a saying. Okay,
Both of those
so
are gonna hit.
those daggers will hit.
Yeah.
For my extra attack.
Okay.
So let's see here. It's 1d4 +5 for the dagger, and then d8 +3 with the force. So 4. So that's 7 plus 4. 7. So 14 on the first
Very
dagger.
nice.
8 on the dagger.
Hell yeah.
9 on the force.
You can only do the force once per turn.
Oh.
Yeah, once on each of your turns immediately after you hit. But you still got the first one.
Okay. So then that second dagger was there.
Yep.
Okay, so I've attacked twice.
You have. Would Sir like to action search?
You know what? Yeah. Well, actually, no. I've just thrown 2 daggers. I only have 1 dagger left. I can't throw anything else.
Correct.
I have 1 dagger left behind, so I am not going to action surge just yet. But I will.
You can do the rock.
Bonus action, second wind.
Okay, go ahead and regain some hit points.
Tight.
So that'll be... Yes, a 10 plus 5, so that's 15 points of HP.
15.
So not a bad turn.
Almost half
I'll take.
health. All right, beautiful. Yeah, so Les, you instinctively seeing that Galahad got bit by this creature, deciding to now's your time to make your escape. You quickly back away, run off to the other side. Creature lunging out with a big claw, unable to make any strike against you, and you just ripping out those 2 daggers and impacting both dead center on the side of the neck. Kind of blood starting to pour out of the side of the neck. You see the creature starting to gurgle, looking very badly hurt as one of the daggers, propelled by your psionic force, almost slices across the neck, spilling even more of that poison out onto the ground.
Oh, so like it goes, and I go.
Yeah, exactly.
That's sick.
And then you just kind of standing in place, just wiping off a bunch of that poison as much as you can, and just kind of, and you just instinctively almost release like a little bit of steam and shed a little bit of scale off of your body onto the ground to heal yourself with second wind. Nicely done. Did you want to move anywhere else?
I think I'm gonna move behind this thing, try to get some bit of cover.
All right. So so hiding behind one of those things, you are considered having quarter cover. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, half cover, I should say. So. If the creature tries to do anything at range to you, you are looking good. Okay, cool. That is bottom of the round. Top of the round, we come to Jules.
Hell yeah.
Wonderful.
Creature in front of you looking badly hurt at this point. Blood pouring out of multiple parts of its body. Big wounds on its stomach and neck, leaking poison onto the ground. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna move first off.
Yep.
To right about there. Hold up. I don't have my mouse, so I can't do both. And then I'm gonna blast him.
Blast!
Blast him.
Kind of a blasting as I move past. One of those is a 4 plus 5 and 9, and one of those is a nat 20.
Hey, that'll make up for it. All right. Go ahead and roll the damage on that one.
Do I roll double damage for Hex as well, or no?
You do, yep.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Doubling the dice or doubling the damage?
Up to you. So you can roll the twice the number of dice, or roll the same amount and double it.
I want to roll twice the amount of dice because
Roll
it's
all
fun.
of your dice.
Rolling dice is fun.
It's a 1 and a 1.
I got a 4, a 5, and a 1, so 14.
Plus your modifier.
Plus my modifier of 5, which is
5. All right,
19.
very nice. So 19 points of damage. So impacting the first one, glancing off as you're kind of moving and kind of firing it over your shoulder behind you. Unfortunately, the creature able to just barely dodge out of the way of that one. But the second one, planting yourself on the far side, throwing your back up against the edge of the wall, just throwing that blast out towards the creature imbued with that hex damage. Big force burst into the center of the chest and almost creating like a cylindrical hole into its sternum. And then a big pool of poison starts to pour out onto the ground there. Looking quite badly injured. That's going to be your turn. Oh, sorry. Did you want to, because you've got a bonus action this turn, did you want to try and figure out what that is?
no, I know it hurts now.
Okay.
That's all I needed to. That's all I was going to say.
Hurt. Heal it.
All right. So next up, we're going to come to the creature's turn. Phelan, you are on deck. For the creature's turn.
No.
No.
Why are you running?
Why are you running?
Why are you running? It's going to go ahead, seeing how badly hurt everybody is, and how badly hurt it is, unfortunately not regenerating. Boo earns.
Oh.
Not regenerating. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because fucking Margot.
Yes! Yes! You see the living shit out of it. Hell yeah.
Yeah. So, however, it is going to go ahead and maneuver itself up against this wall over here, kind of press itself into the wall as best it can, trying to get an angle, not quite able to reach Jules with a 15-foot cube. However, actually, in a 15-foot
Actually.
Yeah, no, it's not going to be able to hit multiple people, so it's just going to hit Galahad and Phelan. Yeah, because it wants to try and hit as many people as it can.
You know...
Actually, you know what? No, it's going to go against Galahad and Margot, actually. So
What?
it backing up against the wall... Oh no, because it's not able to do that. Damn it! It's okay. It's gonna have to go against Galahad and Phelan. Okay, so as it kind of backs itself up against the wall, and you can see it definitely now is starting to look a little bit on the hurt side, realizing that Les looked pretty injured, but the rest of you guys are not looking too bad. It's gonna go ahead and take its claw, and Galahad, you start to see it coming towards you, and then at the last second, it turns it on itself, impales its stomach with its own claws, and gashes itself across the stomach, releasing a venom spray. It takes 4 points of slashing damage against itself, and then releases a 15-foot cube of venom. So I need Galahad and Phelan to both make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Alrighty, baby, con save.
Okay, I have a +1 to those. Let's see. That's a 14.
14 is a fail.
What the fuck?
22, baby.
22 is a fail. No.
I use inspiration.
It's for everything. I get myself inspiration from chat. Yeah, so 22 is a success. You're going to take half damage on this one. However, Phelan,
I'm going to take quarter damage. It's poison, I'm assuming.
Correct. Oh, hang on. Did you roll that save at disadvantage? Because you are poisoned.
Oh, do saving throws go at advantage? I thought it was ability checks and attack rolls.
It is. I'm wrong.
Oh my god. That was
getting up.
Wild ride. Fuck me.
I forgot. It's attack rolls and ability checks that are at disadvantage.
Oh, bro.
which is odd. Usually saving throws is the first thing that gets effective with shit like that.
Yeah.
I just want to double check and just make sure. Yeah, attack rolls and ability checks. Damn it.
There you go.
Okay.
So close.
So
Almost.
I gotta play to my strength, so I gotta know what the fuck I'm doing.
Really? That's so bad.
Sorry, Geordie. Don't worry, Geordie. You'll kill someone next time.
You take 15... Yeah. Actually, it's even worse because of how the rounding works. Phelan, you take 15 points of poison damage.
You say that like that's half my health.
I know. Rounded down to 7. Rounded down to 3. So Galahad, you take 3 points of poison after Phelan takes 15. However, Phelan, you are also poisoned for 1 minute as the spray fully envelops you. Galahad, because you've succeeded on the save, you are not poisoned, and at the end of the creature's turn, the poison condition is removed from you.
Yes!
So you are no longer poisoned. Okay, so that is going to be the creature's turn. It now desperately looking around, trying to figure out what's going on, kind of like half-heartedly swiping at Margot in behind itself with that giant poison spray emanating. Thank you, Ivy, giving everybody in the game a D4 of inspiration.
I already have.
Probably.
Can we make a mechanic where chat can give the DM a D4?
You can! No! They can do that. They just choose not to.
No. Damn.
Have you seen
Good on
fucking
them.
rolls Geordie makes? I'm like, I'm gonna just risk a single attack. Geordie's like, I
all
bet
of
get
my
crit.
rolls were so shit earlier when he was looking. You guys rolled 3 natural 2s. It was brutal. Hey, thank you, Ivy. I got one.
Oh my god.
Not that it matters because the creature's going to die before it's my turn anyway. Okay, so that's going to be the creature's turn. After that, we come to Phelan. So, poisoned. Creature 10 feet away from you, however. What would you like to do?
Okay, cool. I don't have my daggers back because I need to use I'm gonna use a bonus action to bring them back because that's what I need to do.
Right.
But I'm gonna use my action to just shit. You know what? Fuck it. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and just hit him with a good old firebolt.
Firebolt done. Go ahead and roll your attack.
Let's see. Come on, do good. Okay, that's very good. That's a 24 to hit.
24 does hit.
Jack
Hell
Bauer.
yeah. And that's 2d10 for a 11 points of fire damage.
11 points of fire damage. Okay, so creature taking 11 points. As Phelan, you standing where you are, realizing you definitely do not want to go closer to this thing, summoning the fireball or the firebolt within your hands and kind of releasing it and just kind of instantly taking a step back as it impacts and some of those pustules explode. And Margot and Galahad.
Oh no!
You are both
My bad, Margot.
8 points of poison damage.
Oh yeah, good luck. Fuck.
halve to 4
Halve to
because
4.
Warforged was such a big brain play.
Because Warforged is stupid and they're not allowed in my game. Anyway, all right, well, yeah, we're good.
Understood.
So with that, the poison damage as Phelan, you impact with that firebolt against the creature, cauterizing some of the wounds, seemingly preventing it from regenerating a little bit. You've got the rest of your action. The rest of your movement. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I don't want to get hit by that again, so I'm gonna go ahead. 1, 2, 3. Shit, I don't know.
Wait, you were poisoned, right?
Yeah, he
A
rolled
good
a
point,
disadvantage.
actually.
Oh,
I did not roll a disadvantage. No,
Check
here, I'll
this.
roll the other one. That is much worse. That's a 15.
15 just hits.
Oh,
No
God.
differences.
Oh.
You had the D4 anyway, but yeah, it just.
Oh,
hits.
good point. Okay. Shit, thank you. That was a good reminder. Yeah, I moved 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and I will do one more to go here. 30.
Okay, that's going to be your movement. Okay, Phelan, that is the end of your turn. Margot, we come to you. Les and Galahad on deck.
All right, sounds good. So if I run away from this thing, will I be prone to being attacked at all because it's distracted?
Maybe.
Maybe.
All right, I'm gonna attack it first. I'm just gonna go all in because fuck it. I'm going to. Let's see here. I'm gonna do a 2nd level Scorching Ray.
Yeah.
So just so you are aware, because it's a ranged attack, when you're directly adjacent, you're attacking at disadvantage with that. You have to be, unfortunately, ranged for ranged attacks to actually be able to do normal stuff.
Yeah, okay, so if that's the case, then I am going to try and get away first.
All right, so you're going to go ahead and take a step back. You're going to risk the attack of opportunity?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get near the false not there stairs.
It's going to go ahead
You're
and
about
give
to
a
get
bite
shot.
attack against you. That is going to be a 21 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
So you're going to go ahead and take 1d6 plus 1d8. 7 plus 4. You take 11 points of damage in total.
Okay.
And
Okay.
you are poisoned until the start of
Okay.
the troll, until the end of the troll's next turn. So that is going to be
Go to the victory
disadvantage
pit,
on all your attacks anyway.
Okay. Well,
The
good thing I
baiting
have that.
worked.
yeah.
This was not a good idea.
If that's the case, I'm gonna, instead of doing a 2nd level, I'm just gonna do a 3rd level Scorching Ray. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Wait, does multi-attacks mean multi-splashes of acid?
You don't know?
Ah, fuck it. Just
Fuck it. Whatever.
just give me an acid bath. I'll make it work.
Oh, shit. 17 plus 8 to hit. Alright.
At
That
disadvantage?
is, let's see here. Actually, yeah, because I rolled a 17 and then I rolled an 18.
Nice. Okay, so the first one is going to hit.
Alright,
So
cool.
what's the damage on the first one?
Alright, 2, 6. That is 6 for
6.
that one.
Okay. Galahad, you take 11 points of poison, half to 5.
Alright,
Half
and
to
then second one is, oh god, I fucking love this wand. 19.
One.
And then that is a 16.
16 also hits. Roll damage on that one.
Hey.
Fuck yeah, fuck yeah. This
Yeah.
wand was the best gamble.
Yes.
9 on that one.
9 on that one. Galahad, you take another 12 points, half down to 6.
Sorry, Galahad.
This is how Jordy is going to end Saints' last run.
Oh no.
Are you still good?
We will kill Saint, not Jordy.
He's got a
And
lot
then-
of hit points. He's okay.
And then
Yeah, I had a lot of hit points.
15.
Shit.
15 to hit on the last one.
15 just hits.
Bam.
So you did a second level Scorching Ray?
Geordie, just out of
No, I did a
curiosity, what's
third
the
level.
maximum amount of poison damage you can deal?
I did a 3rd level Scorching Ray.
So you get a 4th ray. When you do a 3rd
Alright.
level, you get a 4th one.
Alright,
He's like,
cool.
all right, you sure? But all right, cool. I'll do it.
So that's 7
Yeah, I'll
points of
take it.
damage for the 3rd.
All right, 7 points for the 3rd. Galahad, you take 9 points down to 4.
Sorry.
Oh,
Shit.
wait, it's a new round, right?
Yeah.
Shield reaction to Galahad.
Is he within range?
No, he's not.
No! 15, 20, 25. Yeah, he's 35
It needs to be
feet.
30.
Yeah, he's 35
think.
feet away.
Fuck, 5 feet away. Damn it.
All right,
Okay.
this is my last bolt of Scorching Ray. Ooh,
How many?
that's definitely gonna miss. So 3 plus 8, yeah, that's only an 11.
If you roll a 4 on your inspiration die, it'll hit.
Do it. Do it.
It's gonna
Do
be a
it.
4. Watch it.
Well, no matter what, I rolled better on that second one. So all right, here we go. Nope, that's a 1.
That's
I
a
miss.
1. Okay, so the 3 scorching rays coming out of Margot. The first 2, you're just bitten by this creature, and you turn around and just out of sheer anger, you release 2 of them just out of your hands, impacting heavily against the creature. Galahad kind of on the side of it. You're not really noticing. You're just so intently focused on killing this thing. And the third one, you just hear this. And just look over, and Galahad is just covered in poison, head to toe. And then by the fourth one, you're just kind of, oh shit, and just kind of lob it a little bit short into the ground, just like not sure what's going to happen. Unfortunately,
Sorry, buddy.
missing on that one. But you've only used 10 feet of movement, so you've still got 20 feet left if you want to go anywhere else.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep running away. I'm gonna. Okay, so I said I still have 20, so I'm gonna go right here,
All right.
and then I'm just gonna.
Just-
Now,
Okay, bye.
All right. Les and Galahad, you guys are up next. Who's going first?
I'll let Les go first.
I think you might need to go first, dude. I think you
Okay,
need to move
well-
the fuck out of the way.
Okay, well, considering I can count my unbelievably large hit pool on one hand, I'm going to disengage.
Oh, so if that last one had hit, Margot. Oh, damn
he
it.
was white.
Yeah,
No, so I saw that and I was just like, I kind of hope I roll shitty, and so
Aye.
so I got a 3 on my first roll and I got a 2 on my second one. So it's just like no matter what I miss, and I'm totally okay with that.
okay.
All right. So
Disengage, so I
action to
can't get
disengage.
reaction shot.
So-
Yeah, I'm just like,
just chugging.
I'm just
out
like,
of there.
I'm so glad I took off the duster because it would be nothing. Okay.
Yeah, you would never be able to wear it again with the amount of poison that's gotten on you.
No.
All right, so 15 feet to get to there.
Yep. And I'm just quickly checking because fucking bonus actions for paladins are hard to come by. So I cast Divine Sense. No.
You guys, just so you're aware, I'm ruling at this point at level 5 is when you guys gain the rapid drinker feat, so you can chug a potion as a bonus action.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, I think we talked about that. If we hadn't, I apologize. That's my fault. But at level
It's
5 is my
2d4
like rapid
plus
drinker
4,
is when you can start to do that.
2d4 plus 4.
2d4 plus 2.
Ah, okay.
Or you could
Let's
have
do
the
that.
big one, which is 4d4 plus 4.
I didn't buy it.
Oh, okay.
No,
Was that not the conversation that we had before? I was like, didn't I buy one?
Yeah.
I was the one.
I know Margaret bought one.
Yeah, Margot bought one, but there were 2. I think you bought the other one.
Yeah, I would have bought 2.
Yeah.
Regardless, I'm gonna drink the first
Just
one
a regular.
anyway.
Okay, so 2d4 plus 2 healing for that one.
That's a 1, and that's a 4. So
Alright, so
7.
All right.
I have double-digit health again, guys. Let's do
Hey,
it.
Hell
there you go.
yeah.
All right.
Damn.
That was only 15 feet of your movement, so you still do have a fair bit of distance to cover if you want to.
But hey,
I'm
if I
just
did,
gonna.
if I would have knocked you unconscious, then I would have been 2 for 4 out of the whole friend group.
Well, I had a soundboard ready. Don't you worry. All right.
That's Margot's real goal. Make sure that you knock the entire party unconscious and turn back
On
into a dragon in
accident.
peace.
Why?
Watch your
Alright.
big.
That's going to be that.
Sweet.
All right, so Galahad, that is your whole turn. Les, you got your entire turn. What do you want to do?
So after I'm sort of taking refuge behind this boulder and kind of, getting my breath back and figure out my next move, I just hear in the background and look up and see acid dripping off of Galahad as Marco's shooting scorching rays, body like melting and falling to the ground as Galahad's trying to get away. And I just take a moment and just go, I guess I know why Nibia left after all. And then I start to get out from behind the boulder and run towards the creature about here.
Okay.
So I think about there, it's 20 feet, yeah?
20 feet from the creature, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to run out from there. As I'm running to that position, I'm going to slide, kind of baseball slide on one knee, put my hand out, use my telekinetic feature to grab the dagger that I threw back into my hand, so I have two. That's an action to do that.
Technically speaking, the daggers impacted against the creature and then fell to the ground right where you are.
Oh!
Yeah.
Never mind then.
Yeah.
I thought it was farther away for some reason.
No, the creature was where you see like that, literally the 2 squares below you, directly below you, and the 2 squares over to your right. It was right there. So we'll say that you're able to grab the daggers as part of the ready a weapon action.
Okay.
And be able
so I can grab one of them, not both of them, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so I've got one of them out of the 2 that were there, so I've got 2 in my hands. Yep. Same thing, just kind of baseball slide, grab it up, throw in the air, throw it forward.
All right.
So I'm going to throw the first one. Shit. That is a 4 plus 6.
10. Yeah, 10's going to miss pretty handily.
All right. I'll throw the second one. The second one's a 16 plus 6, so that'll hit.
That'll definitely hit. So the first one impacting against it, bouncing off again, not quite able to get your ranges quite in. But the second one sinking deeply in. Did you want to imbue it again?
Yeah, I'm going to imbue that second one with force damage. So the dagger damage will be 4 again. Thank the Lord. So, sorry, that's 9, right? 4 plus 5? Yeah.
Yep.
9 points of damage with the dagger, and then with the force. With the force. Hit him with the force. 2.
The forks, Homer. Use the forks.
5 points of damage, force damage.
5 points of force damage. So taking that dagger, sweeping up the one, turning and kind of like wanting to do the spinning slide 360, flip the dagger, and it just kind of bink, and then just like falls off the creature. But the second one, you actually take your time. You're like, oh shit, stand up, okay, and throw it, and it impacts badly against the creature, impacting past where the hilt of the blade is, the blade entirely disappearing into the chest cavity of the creature, and then you using your psionic ability to grab onto it right as it does that, and literally just wiggling it around inside the creature, chopping up as much of its chest cavity as you can before pulling it out to the ground and then rending it to the ground.
All right, so I was there, I moved 10 feet, 15 feet?
15 feet.
I was there 15 feet, and then from there...
You just ninja bullet blendered that bitch.
So... I'm going to do that, throw it, blend it around, slowly raise up the other one from my hilt, from action surge, throw another dagger.
Okay.
That is a natural 19.
That's going to hit.
Hell yeah.
So I get 2 attacks, right? Again, so that's the first attack.
Correct.
I'm not going to be with force. As I throw the dagger, and as I do that, I start running towards the creature and hit the hilt of my sword with my heel, so it kips up out of the scabbard and grab it and start rushing forward.
Okay.
So I get right in front of it, and the second attack will be with the 9 lives stealer. So the dagger damage will be a 3 plus, what was it, 5? So that's 8 with the dagger.
8 with the dagger, okay.
And now I'm going to roll with the 9 lives.
Let's go!
Please crit.
Hit that nat 20.
Please
Hit that nat
crit.
20.
I don't want to waste another charge.
7
Gotta see it.
plus 8 is 15.
15 just hit.
Yeah.
Less,
King shit.
you take 10 points of poison damage.
I swallow it and I hit him with my sword.
And how do you want to do this?
So, coming from that boulder, running, sliding, picking up that dagger, throwing it, kind of hits wide because of my speed, kind of momentum. I wasn't able to get a good shot.
Yeah.
Then I kip up and just concentrate. Have the other dagger and just throw it with immense force as it raises up. As I throw it, I use my telekinetic energy to raise up the third dagger from my hilt. Grab that, throw that, and as was sorry, raise it from my belt, grab it as I'm running forward, throw it, and then I kip up speed using my telekinetic energy to kind of propel me forward quicker. Hit that hilt with the back of my heel, so the sword comes up, grab it, and with that same sort of speed, just instantly sort of do a flash style stab in the gut, and just say, "Your soul is mine," and then hit it with the force damage, so it just fucking explodes.
All right.
That's so fucking cool.
Les, as you throw the daggers, closing the distance, grabbing them off the ground, every single thing, using every weapon in your arsenal, running into the creature, maximum velocity as fast as you can, and really wanting to bury that thing in there. The blade touches the skin. It had 3 hit points. And it touches the skin, and you're just moving at such an incredible velocity that you almost just and like fall forward into the creature as its entire body separates, but you vanish inside it for a moment, and then it shatters outward like Agent Smith at the end of the Matrix Revolutions.
Yeah!
Inside it is the body parts spatter against the wall and against the ground. And because the creature took fire damage, it doesn't regenerate, so it is officially dead. Margot nailing that as well. You hit him too. So with that, Les raising the sword up high, the cheers from the crowd are erupting. You guys are showered with 1d6 per round. You get an additional 11 gold pieces each as the crowd showers it down onto you. And the gold starts to fall and impact against the ground. All of you kind of raising your weapons up high. The troll parts along the ground, less you shedding the last little bits of poison from your skin. Galahad taking a moment and just kind of, okay, we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. And the crowd cheers. Oh.
Power
down. And as the creature falls...
I'm gonna just take a little nap now.
Classic Galahad.
Now, as the creature falls and you hear the applause and the cheers from the crowd above, the noises suddenly begin to turn to shouts and screams.
What?
A sudden spray of blood flies out from the area above, peppering the floor and all of you with a fine mist. What do you want to do?
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. How big is this explosion of mist? Like, is it near us, or?
So it's 50 feet up in the air. It looks like somebody's body was slammed into the chains above you, and the majority of their blood started to pour down onto the ground, and the screams above you are getting louder.
How far is it from us, like...
You said 50 feet?
50 feet up, and it's surrounded by chain. There's no way for you guys to get through that chain. It's all very tightly tightly knitted links.
I'll turn around and say, Gilda, and like try and find, like, see if the doors have opened up now that we've killed the creature.
So if I were to hold on to the chains, would I be able to, like? You think I'd be able to hold on to them?
You could hold on to them. You could climb them. You just couldn't get through them. Think of them like you got links.
I'm gonna bonus action Misty Step 30 feet up on the chain link and start making my way in order to Misty Step through the chains on my next round.
Gotcha. All right. So he's initially realizing what the hell is going on. Blood starting to spray down. Screams starting to echo from above you guys. Suddenly, Jules, you're trying to figure out exactly what's going on. You Misty Step, point to outside on the wall, grab onto that, and as you do that, you start to hear the clanging of metal on metal in the area above you. You start to make your way up. Les, what did you want to do?
Was gonna see if I could cut through the metal at all. If it had,
like, looking at it, you would know that these chains are built this way for a reason. That heavy rock impact not even doing anything to them.
Gotcha.
The odds of probability of breaking through them are pretty much nothing.
Is there a gate with a key lock or anything like that?
There's the door that you guys come through.
Right.
And that was basically the one open area that was separated where the chains were lifted for you guys to come through that door, and then they were set back down again. And then when the creature came through, it was pulled up as a portcullis and then shoved back down. That door.
So essentially, there's basically no practical way out of the chain thing.
Up? No. The only way out is for you guys to go back through the door that you came in or to do kind of an idea of what Jules is doing, which is to get up there and somehow teleport to the other side of it.
And where's Gilda again?
Gilda's in the green room on the floor that you guys are on, about 200 feet away.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's on the ground floor. This is happening upstairs.
Correct.
All right,
Yeah.
whatever's happening, I'm going to Gilda.
You're going to Gilda. Okay. So Margot heading towards the door that you guys came in.
Mm-hmm.
Valen, Galahad, what are you guys doing?
Oh shit! I don't have any way to do anything else, so I'm gonna head to the door as well.
Heading to the door, Galahad.
I'll go with Phelan. As I do that, are we still in like initiative operating on that?
Not in this. This
No?
is very
Alright,
much
cool.
just I'm going around and trying to figure out and giving you guys like an action kind of as a group.
Sick. All right, cool. Phelan, 5 points lay on hands. Your poison is gone now. Then
Oh
additional
shit,
20
baby!
points- then the additional 20 points of healing is going straight into me because I was.
Oh hell yeah!
Okay. All right. So a little bit of extra
We're gonna
healing
move
onto you.
towards the door. Yep.
Heading towards the door. So the creature is dead at this point. All right. So Les, you're going with them, I'm assuming.
Through the door?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys head over towards the door. You guys run over to it. You see Jules starting to climb. Jules, you're not the strongest individual, but it's pretty easy. It's chain link, so you're not really like losing your handholds or anything. It just takes you a little bit of time to get up to the top of it. You guys rushing over to the other side, trying to figure out what's going on, making your way over to that door, and you start pulling on the door, and the door seems to be locked.
If I Misty Step once, I can just Misty Step a second time since it's
It just, I
60
think you have to be
feet.
able to see where you're missing stepping to. I think it's to a point you can see.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So then I'll wait until I can...
Yeah, so you're essentially, you misty step 30 feet up immediately. You start to climb at about half your movement speed, so you're 15 feet up. At that point, you can then misty step through onto the other thing, but you can also take a look around before you do that if you want to.
I'd like to take a look before I jump into there.
So we'll come to that. You guys, the other four of you, rushing over towards the door, piling into it. Galahad probably taking the lead on this and just ripping that door, trying to do your best. The door seems to be locked. What do you want to do?
Shit.
Phelan, you're up.
Yeah. Is there anything I can pick? Is there a lock? Is there any way that I can like undo the mechanics to open it?
From what you can see,
Here's what I'm trying
the
to look
door
for.
is locked from your side. There's a bit of a handle. There is a lock that you could try to pick from the other side. But from what you guys saw, the door itself wasn't actually unlocked. But you did see that there was a bar that was put down, that was raised to allow you guys to go through it. So you would know that it's potentially barred from the other side.
Okay. Then I would like to, if there was a bar on the other side that I remember where it's at, I would like to then cast Mage Hand. And here's where I have a question real quick, because Mage Hand doesn't specify that I need to see the spot, but it just says a spectral floating hand appears at a point you choose within range, and the range is 30 feet. The hand lasts for the duration and then vanishes if I'm more than 30 feet from it.
Okay, you
Does
have
have
to
a
manipulate
weight.
an object. Okay, go ahead and make a spellcasting ability check for me with this. You're trying to figure out where you think that thing is for the mage hand to grab it and try to lift.
Okay, so that would be d20 plus my plus 3. Let's see. That is a 15.
15 is the DC. So you lifting up that, you're able to just barely find the point for your mage hand to grab onto it. You almost feel like a bit of a spectral resistance, and you lift that up, and immediately Galahad wrenching on this door, you almost tumble backwards a little bit as the door pulls inwards, no longer barred from the other side, and you see the straight hallway in front of you. You see creatures starting to gnash their teeth. You hear the sounds of creatures slobbering and bits of metal being pulled at, seemingly reacting to the sounds that are coming from the area above. You guys have got the hallway in front of you. So, going to jump back to you. Jules, you've climbed up successfully, taken a bit of a peek over. You're about 5 feet below where the lip of it is, but you're able to see just a little bit further in. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
All right. I didn't have the right die out. I bet. 8
You got
plus 2, 10.
10.
Oh.
You're not seeing much. It's a so the room itself was pretty well lit earlier. You've been in talking to a couple of different people downstairs in the prep area for a little bit, introducing yourselves, the combat and everything. It had been ballpark an hour or so from when you guys got there originally until you went out into the area. Most of the torches that were in the room appear to be now put out, all extinguished. But with your dark vision as a tiefling, you're able to kind of look through a little bit, and you start to see shadows wisping through that look very familiar to something that you saw a couple of days beforehand when those creatures attacked on the road.
Fuck!
Oh no! Oh no!
So that very familiar shadow of that Kryn drow creature that summoned clones of a clone of itself. You start to see multiple versions of those kind of shadowy wisping between, and very quickly cutting down a series of creatures and seemingly patrons of the victory pit for the evening.
Is there any spot in this room I could Misty Step to that I'm not going to be seen at?
It depends. There's a couple of different areas that you can kind of vaguely go to. All of them are pretty open from where you are right now. There isn't like a cupboard that you can that is open slightly that you can Misty Step straight into the cupboard. It's going to be more so you rolling a stealth check as soon as you land to try and see how much you can shrink into the wall.
This is a bad idea. I'm going to do it anyways.
Do it! We're here for bad ideas.
Yeah, I'll Misty Step in and try to sneak
Misty Step
to a hiding spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you Misty Step in. Did you want to go to the top of the stairs where that bugbear was? And maybe slide down the stairs a little bit so you could kind of hide in that area?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
That would be perfect.
Awesome. So you're able to do that. So you Misty Step in, you land. Go ahead and roll a stealth check for me really quick.
Please.
Roll. You have inspiration.
That is a 10 plus 2. I am going to use that.
Yes.
Get a 4, get a 4, get a 4.
Come on. Hit that good inspo.
That's a 1.
No, that's the opposite number of what we were going for.
No.
So that's a 13.
What's my number for the night, everybody?
Oh, God. 1?
2.
5.
2.
Oh.
A natural 2. So, Jules, you Misty Step landing at the top of the stairs. You see that there seem to be landing at the top of the stairs, trying to get the best possible vantage point you can, going down the stairs and holding yourself there. There does seem to be a fair bit of combat going on. That half-orc that was at the door, that individual has made its way inside. The 2 ogres that were lumbering beside it have got these gigantic great clubs that they're swinging through some of the shadows. They seem to be drawing a fair bit of attention from these creatures. And you now, fully in the room, able to get a bit of a better view, you count 3 of the warriors holding blades and 1 individual holding a staff. And you instinctively immediately shrink down into that staircase. You see that the bugbear that was at the top of the stairs has also jumped into the fray and pulled out a series of blades. Looks like 2 short swords that they're slicing with back and forth. But you are now at the top of the stairs. The rest of you, we're going to cut back down before review. You guys have a straight shot hallway right in front of you to get down to where that green room area is.
I'm booking it. I'm booking it for Gilda.
Hard as you can.
I'm going to yell to a reminder to stay within the fucking lines. Oh, God.
Okay, so you guys running as fast as you can. I'll get all of you guys to go and make dexterity checks for me to make sure that you stay within the lines.
Ooh, that's a nat 20 from me.
You're good.
That is a 17.
17, good. Galahad.
15.
15, good. Less.
Just Dex?
Just Dex.
10.
10, okay. You start to, oh shit, and you start to fall a little bit as everybody's rushing and hurrying, and you're starting to lag behind a little bit. You start to land your hands a little.
I'm so clumsy.
That is a...
What?
Hang on a second here.
Fuck.
Where did the creature go? No. I had it.
You got caught by the Tarask. Sorry, Kevin. That's it.
On the pocket Tarasks. They're always there.
If a Tarask could be held in one of these things, that would be bad.
God.
Where did it go? But reaches 10 feet. So that is a 21 to hit, Kevin.
Whoa, what's hitting me?
You see from within one of the cages just a stinger-like tail lash out and impact against your hand right as it touches against the ground. So 21 to hit. Does that hit?
Yeah, sorry, I want to understand what's happening. So am I in the cage still? Am I running on the, like, I'm just...
Sorry. So when you guys had walked in, there were those painted lines on the floor that you had to stay within those lines.
Okay.
Because anything outside of those lines, you might get hit by one of the creatures in the cage. You guys, in your haste, you're not being stealthy. You're trying to get there as quick as you can. You missed the dex check to stay within the lines, and you landed on the outside of that, essentially getting kind of bundled over. And some creature noticed you and made an attack against your hand as it landed.
Oh, so I like fell over on the ground, and then a creature, a scorpion thing, just like...
Pretty much, yeah. But at a range of 10 feet, it just sliced out from within the cage and impacted. You're going to take 6... you take 10 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, what the fuck? Isn't it?
Okay, you've got inspiration.
Oh, good heavens.
Oh, good heavens!
Yeah, good heavens, look at the time. Poison.
That is a 19.
19. Okay, so you succeed on the saving throw.
17
plus 2. You succeed on the save, meaning that you take half damage.
Only 45.
26, half down to 13 poison damage.
What the fuck? I'm glad we didn't fight that.
Mm-hmm. So you take 13 more points of poison damage as you immediately stand up, and the stinger, like this gigantic red and black welt appearing on your hand. You see the stinger withdraw within and lash out again, but you step back within the lines. You at this point now, you're essentially having failed. It's just a one-off, and you're now able to continue following those lines as everyone else.
Can I chug my healing potion as I run forward?
You certainly can.
It's 2d4 plus 4.
So
Toby plus 2.
Even though we're not
2d4.
in initiative, Phelan, you being a rogue, you have the ability to run a lot faster. Do you want to get ahead of the group, or do you want to stay with them?
I'm gonna run ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, because we don't know this is the same, like the shadows from earlier, so I'm just gonna keep running ahead.
You know that Jules does.
Yeah. I again, like the first thought I had was like Gilda earlier, so I'm just gonna run to make sure that she's okay, and also that the bugbears are still at the doors.
Okay. All right. So you guys running down that hallway as quick as you can. You know that's about 200 feet or so for you to get down to that area. So Phelan, you in like the matter of almost 15 seconds are able to rip through, get to that door, blow the door open, unlocked, able to get into the room. You see that there is nobody there. All of the doors to the
I told you someone should stay with her!
all the doors to the green rooms are closed, and the door to where Gilda was is closed. So you immediately run over to that door, I'm assuming?
Okay. Yes, absolutely.
Okay,
100%.
you rip open that door, and you take a look around inside the room. Make a perception check for me.
Please be there, please be there, please be there, please be there. Okay, that is a 13 plus 3 for 16.
16, okay. You kind of looking around the room as best you can.
Please be there, please be there, please be there.
You hear a little bit of a shuffle of as like feet try to shuffle a little bit further in, and you look at where some of your cloaks were and some of the bags and things that were off to the side, and you see two tiny little feet shuffling away as best you can and just being as quiet as possible, but you were able to hear that.
Okay, good job, but it's me, Phelan. It's okay. We're trying to get out. We beat whatever was out there, Gilda.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay, persuasion. Let's see. That's 11 plus 4, 15.
15. Okay, so she just kind of pops the head out, and you see that it is Gilda. She looks unharmed, but is just hiding in that corner, and then just kind of looks out to you and. They all ran out of here.
What happened?
They said the Kryn are attacking. I don't know what's going on.
Have I caught up by then?
By this point, you guys would be getting to the door, and Phelan is like a little bit out of breath, but the rest of you guys are wheezing a little, and you look back, and Les is looking hurt. This big welt has erupted on the top of his hand, but all of you were able to see Gilda inside, and she like stands up and starts to make her way over, and I kept it safe, and she holds out the bag of holding for you guys.
Hold on, I like take the bag of holding and I like slap it out of her hand and I just like throw myself over her in a hug.
Okay, she just like really hugs you and is like, we gotta go, but I don't know where we can go. I don't know this city. I don't know this place.
I'll take the bag of holding and I'll say, do we want to go to the gods and get rid of this? Les?
Question, environment-wise, we're in the green room, just the environment that we're in, are we like, is there a green room and then the stairs going up to the level that we walked in?
Yeah, so think of it as it's a 40-foot square room, couple of rooms around the outside, and the staircase is in that 40-foot square room. You guys are in one of the side rooms.
So for us to get upstairs, we have to get out of this little room, go to the bigger room, then go up some stairs?
Correct.
If we need a mode of escape, I can give us a bit of cover once we run upstairs and can try to get out of here somewhat undetected.
That would
Smoke bomb
be
style.
very helpful. I think.
Get you out of here
How did
fast.
How did they attack here? How did the Kryn know? Are they tracking this? They can't have attacked there and here by coincidence. We need to get it out of here and out of our hands as soon as possible. We need to go find the gods now.
So we're gonna take this. Is there a Cerberus assembly establishment somewhere that we can seek refuge?
Yeah,
Or
there is, but it's all the way up at, I believe, the Omni Spire.
Jordy,
Yeah,
Yes.
or not the Omni Spire. Yeah, the Zauber Spire. Yes.
That was fine.
I can't remember if with hanging out with Martinet.
Yep.
Do I have a Cerberus assembly like symbol or badge or something? I can't remember.
You've got a little badge that says trainee. Think Deadpool.
Right. But it's like is it a fake thing or is it legitimate? Like if I showed that.
It's a legitimate thing, and you showed it to the sergeant, which was something where it's like, oh, you're kind of a member of the Cerberus Assembly, not enough for us to like let you in Zadash because you've never been here before, but enough that they were able to like really accept this as a we should put this paperwork through.
Okay, I'm gonna pull out that badge, I guess.
Okay.
Take it out and be like, all right, look, hanging out with Martinet, she gave me this. It's a bit of a trainee badge of sorts, but it might give us a little bit of legitimacy around this town.
Yeah.
If we need to run somewhere and seek refuge, they could let us in, possibly.
That'll absolutely get us. We need to then go upstairs and reconvene with Jules outside, I guess. I hope they can get out.
where are they? How are we gonna find her?
I don't know where she's at.
Fuck. Is
She
Jules
was climbing
just, like,
up, so I'm assuming, and she
she's
was
just hiding in
teleporting, probably upstairs.
So you guys saw Jules teleport up. You all know that Jules can teleport, so you're like, okay, they can probably take care of themselves. And you all ran down the hallway, grabbed Gilda, and you don't know where Jules is at the moment. However, Jules, with you teleporting out, making your way down the staircase a little bit, did you want to stay at the top of the stairs, or did you want to go further down? You know it's about 100 feet to get to the bottom of the stairs.
Oh, hey, Jules.
Lance.
What? Sorry.
So with you teleporting out, walking down the staircase a little bit, did you want to keep going down the stairs to get to the bottom? No.
I want to see what's going on in the room.
Okay. All right. So you're staying stealthed in there as best you can. So the rest of you are not sure what Jules is doing at the moment.
Oh fuck. Yeah, it's fine. Well, worst comes to worst, if they're tracking this, they will leave Jules alone. I say we take this and go find the nearest guard post, or just head straight to the Zauber Spire.
I think Jules can handle themselves. They're pretty capable. I think we just make a break for it, and if we can communicate with them that we're there, we can send them a message or some sort of communication.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, let's go. Rush up,
So,
and then start moving.
all right. So you start moving, pulling Gilda behind you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. So all of you guys start to make your way up the stairs. Sorry. Go ahead.
I'm gonna try and hide the bag as much I can, just so like it's not visible or
Yeah,
anything.
you've got packs and everything, so you can easily just stuff it into one of the packs.
As soon as we start going up the stairs, I want to start moving my hand around, and kind of the moisture in the air starts to become kind of dense, and this like low mist rumbles in, a little bit of swirling cloud like around my head, and I'm just like, say when.
Okay. I'm also gonna, just to like be safer, I'm gonna cast Disguise Self on myself, and I'm gonna pull up just a generic human I can't change my height too much, so I'm gonna just like change it so that it doesn't look like bugbear me. And yeah, that way if they see, I can. Yeah.
Okay. Les?
Quick, as we're like starting to near the bottom of the stairs and start to go up.
Yep.
Quick aside, if we need to explain ourselves, I'm working with the Service Assembly. I'm escorting any damaged or hurt people outside of the area to reconvene outside, and I'm just going to hurry you guys up like a fireman getting at people out of a fire, just to expertly just rush past people if they ask any questions. Does that sound good to anybody?
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
that works fine.
Very
Let's go.
All right. Start going up the stairs.
Booking it.
All right, so starting to book it up the stairs. Valen, are you going ahead still, or are you staying with everybody this time?
I'm staying with everybody because I'm waiting. I'm waiting until Les casts the smoke bomb thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm good. If anyone doesn't attest, I might try to get ahead of the group, try to get so that I'm going up the stairs first, and then going like, everybody out, go, 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 hurry, hurry.
Totally.
That kind of,
I'm using my body as a human shield for Gilda.
Okay, and you're so let's
kind of everyone covering her, kind of.
because it's a 5-foot wide staircase. So let's do a marching order going up the stairs.
Yeah,
Les, you're first.
be first.
Who's second?
Shit. Oh,
Galahad second.
okay. Yeah.
Galahad second.
Okay.
I want to put Gilda in front, and then me following Gilda.
Okay, so Gilda's third, Margo you're fourth, Valen you're coming up last.
Sounds like it. Yeah.
Alrighty, so you guys start to make your way up. Les, you have dark vision, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so as you start to make your way up, you start to get into range. You just barely see a figure up at the top of the stairs. Quick perception check.
Who? Natural 19 plus 4, 23.
You recognize the height, the horns, everything. This is Jules waiting at the top of the stairs, trying to
shit.
suss everything out. Lance, we're going to cut back over to you as they've been doing this downstairs. You taking a look around, kind of getting a bit of a stalk of the situation. Your stealth checks seem to have been high enough. You've hidden yourself. You basically have full cover, and you're listening to the situation at this point. You're starting to see that the combat is getting more involved. There seem to have been, in the time from when you teleported up there, people that came up the stairs and shunted their way past you. Seemingly some of the individuals that were down at the bottom as guards or as potential fighters that were going to enter into the victory pit. They've begun to make their way upstairs and are beginning to do combat against these creatures. However, the creatures themselves are very strong. They are slaying fighters left and right. People are simply falling over to the ground with the impacts from these shadowy blades. At this point, it looks to be maybe 10 allies, 10 people that are fighting against these, while all 4 of the other creatures are still standing. Did you want to do anything else, or are you 100% just waiting there?
I do not want to get involved in this fight. If they're that powerful, especially without the rest of my crew here, nope.
Okay, so you do notice that the half-orc and the 2 ogres are definitely holding their own, and the 3 of them, with the assistance of a couple of others, actually managed to slay one of the warrior-style creatures, the one wielding the blades, and the other 2 kind of look over at this and see these large, imposing figures, blood still dripping off them, definitely hurt, but they are not falling down, and there's a little bit of an air of defensive nature going on to the creatures at this point. At that point, the rest of the party starting to make their way up to the top of the stairs. Les, you've got that fog cloud ready to go. You are now at the top of the stairs directly beside Jules. What do you want to do?
So as I run up and I see Jules kind of meeting them, like, Jules, just follow my lead. All right, we got to get everyone out of here. Go, go, go. Fire's starting downstairs. Look to smoke. And kind of start to emit the fog cloud around us in a 20-foot radius, with the end of the radius enveloping us so that it covers our whole way as we start to run through. Like, go, go, and kind of try to waft it so like it looks like it's emitting from the top of the stairs and just roils and gets bigger as it flows forward.
Okay.
And just like, everybody out, go, go, an attack is happening, run, run, run!
Jules opens Awakened Mind with Les Paul as we're running and goes, "You fucking idiot! Now they're looking at us! Now that you know it!" And just keeps going.
I assume there's everybody, like, isn't everyone going, ah, like running around?
At this point, most of the people that were, and this is the thing, is you didn't know you were downstairs, but most of the people that were up there are either kind of trapped in that they can't get out, so they're hiding under tables or chairs. As you kind of reach the top of the stairs, you survey the room, you throw out the fog cloud, you start to yell that out. You do notice that there is combat happening between the rest of these creatures, but the combat is definitely turning in the tide of these other individuals. And you throw the fog cloud out, give yourselves a potential clear pathway towards the exit. and start to yell for everybody, there's a fire, everybody out, everybody out. You draw attention from the creatures, but they're also still being attacked. They can't actively come over to your direction and really start to waylay you in any way. So with the fog cloud impacting against the ground, wall goes up and nobody can really see through it very effectively. You guys start to make your way through. Are you trying to get out quick or are you trying to get out stealthy?
Shit.
Unless you're in front, quick or stealthy?
Stealthy for sure.
Stealthy. Okay, roll a stealth check. Behind that, Jules, quick or stealthy?
Stealth.
Stealth. Gilda's gonna go stealth as well. Margot?
Stealth.
Stealth. Galahad?
Stealth, I guess.
Phelan?
Yeah, I'll follow in on stealth.
Okay. Hey, Gilda did good. All right, so we'll go around in the order that you guys are going. Les, stealth check.
4!
Fuck.
Yeah. Okay, so I would say, yeah, because of the fog cloud.
I don't know if the fog is heavily obscuring us.
Yeah, the fog is giving them disadvantage on seeing it. The area is heavily obscured, so they have disadvantage on seeing through it. Les, you're saying that, and you being the first one to run out, even with a low stealth check and trying to make your way slowly, you're still first through. So you're kind of able to push your way in a little bit. You're able to get about 15 feet out into the room. Jules, you falling behind, what's your stealth?
12.
12? Okay, very similar in Les's case, like on the quiet side, but like not really knowing the area all that well. You kind of are shunting into some chairs occasionally, and you hear a little as you're making your way through. Gilda actually rolled really well. She got a 17, so she's kind of very carefully holding on to Jules's cloak and holding on to Margot's hand behind, kind of training her way through. Margot, what was your stealth?
8.
8. Okay. So with Gilda in front of you, kind of similar thing. You're making sure you don't step on her as you're walking forward. It's a little bit on the tough side. You guys seem to be drawing a little bit of attention, but at the same time, all these combatants are fighting against them, so you're not sure how much of an advantage this is giving. Galahad at disadvantage. What was yours?
Wow. 15.
Nice!
All right.
19, 15.
Okay. So you pushing your way through, making sure that you're not stepping on Margot's toes. Phelan behind you being very stealthy. You know you don't have to worry about stepping on his toes. So you're able to kind of walk forward and just make your way through as best you possibly can. Phelan, last stealth check. What do you got?
Yeah, I got a 14 plus 10 for a 24.
24. Okay. It's deadly silent. You're able to sneak your way through, almost like gaining ground on everybody else that seems to be tripping into these other objects that are in front of them. You guys start to make your way towards the exit. However, the overall check was not high enough for the group, as all of you guys are pushing your way through. And at this point, Galahad, you kind of like looking over, being fairly stealthy, but the beacon in the center of your chest kind of glowing a little bit through some of the fog. You just start to hear, Galahad.
Hey, yo, what?
I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
No. No.
Plus 3. 16.
16, okay. Galahad, you making your way through, following your allies. Okay, I can do this. And you start to make your way further. Oh, what the hell's going on? Why is my... Okay, apparently
I thought that was what Galahad was thinking.
Apparently my audio is very silent, so we're going to pull this forward a little bit. So, Galahad, you pushing your way through, trying to get to the other side, the beacon in the center of your chest kind of glowing a little bit. At the sound of Galahad, the beacon just flashes this brilliant blue color, and you instinctively just turn and freeze in place, and you look upon this mage, this individual holding a staff into the ground, kind of a larger old drow. Longer wisping hair, face kind of elongated but shallow, as if hadn't really been eating properly, just a little bit sallow in the sides. And then your body just kind of tenses in place and your shoulders go back and your head snaps upright. Galen? And a memory starts coming back to you of the crystal first being inserted into your chest. Of metal on metal into your back. Painful, but unable to move. and you are frozen as the rest of your allies start to file out. Phelan, you're the only one behind Galahad. You see this happen as everybody else is trying to stealthily get out. Do you want to do anything?
Ah, shit. In front of Galahad is Margot, correct?
Correct. Margot with Gilda holding onto her hand and pulling her forward.
Oh, shit. Fuck. Fine. I'm gonna pass her the pack that I have that has like the bag of holding.
Okay.
And I'm gonna whisper, Galahad is not moving. I'm gonna see what's going on, and I'm gonna try and talk to Galahad. I'll turn around and see what's up. Galahad, are you okay? We need to keep moving.
And Galahad, you hear this, and you will yourself to turn and look over at Phelan, but your body is just locked in position, staring at this individual. And then the top of the staff begins to glow the same blue color as the gem that's in your chest.
Get out of here. Now.
Oh, shit. We are getting out of here together, and I'll try and pick him up.
Go make an athletics check.
Weighs a metric ton.
Yes, but I'm also a fucking bugbear, and
You are
I have
Chewbacca.
powerful build.
Do
Yeah,
you doubt the power?
I count as large. Yeah, I count as large when I'm carrying stuff. But athletics, you said. Here we go. Come on, baby. That's a 14.
14.
I have +0 for that.
You go to lift and pull. Galahad, I need you to make a contested athletics check.
That's 23.
Phelan, you are unable to move Galahad from his spot. As the rest of your allies, you start to hear Les walking out the door, Jules quickly behind, followed by Gilda, followed by Margot.
Fuck.
The battle inside is starting to draw to a close. Some of the individuals, the ones at the front door, that half-orc and the two ogres, realizing the turn in the tide, disengaging, running towards the front door of the victory pit. What do you want to do?
Okay. Does Galahad have any like packs or anything, or any bags or something that I can just slip something into?
Galahad, I think you've got the tattered coat. That's about it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got a pocket that maybe is still intact inside that cloak.
Okay. I have a dice set on me. I'd like to slip it into Galahad's pocket.
Easy enough. He's locked in place. Nothing to resist it.
Can I make one hand movement? Or am I just totally locked?
You're frozen in place. Go ahead and make another wisdom saving throw for me. DC's 20.
In that case.
Use your inspiration.
What is that? That's 20. That's exactly 20.
Okay. You're able to make. You're able to just kind of wrench. We'll say from your elbow down as free movement.
Free movement. All right. I reach into my jacket and I take the that magical leaf sigil.
Yeah, the charm.
What is it? The charm. And I just flick it to Phelan.
And Phelan, you instinctively just catch it. And you look down at that.
Go! Now.
Okay. We'll find you. We'll come back. We just lay low. And I'm gonna book it out. Fuck. Yeah. I'm leaving my dice set so that way I can at least track object in case they're like trying to hide themselves. But yeah, we're not leaving you behind. We can't be a golden company if we don't have at least some metal on us, you know. And I'll book it out. I'm leaving stealth at this point and just running, since I don't have the shadows anymore.
So with the fog clouds starting to dissipate a little bit from some of the wind that's blowing it a little bit sideways in from that open door, You begin to run full pelt towards that. You hear a whistle of a blade through the air as it instinctively lunges towards your head. That's going to be a 14 to hit.
14 does not hit.
Yeah, you just instinctively duck under it, essentially down onto your knees, sliding across the ground, picking back up at full pelt, making your way out through the door. As you do that, you start to hear heavy clanking metal of multiple sets of boot prints and weapons on shields clanging as you start to see and hear the Crown's Guard coming closer towards the victory pit. And that's where we're going to wrap up this session.
I don't like this at all.
Oh, Galadaddy, please.
No.
I have had
Such a sad note to end on, Jordy.
I have had so much fun playing with you guys, and it kills me that I can't do it anymore.
I don't like this at all.
Yeah, for those who are watching, I don't think we even mentioned this at the start of the stream.
Yeah.
This was my last session with the Fey Lie crew, unfortunately.
For now.
Starting for now, well, who knows what the future holds, but this will be my departure from the campaign. I've had incredible amount of fun with everyone. It has been some of the best days of my life have been sitting in this chair playing D&D with you guys, and I'm gonna miss it so much.
Got us through COVID, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not like you're going to Mars. You'll still be around.
No.
No, he's just going to Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just going back to life in Australia.
Yeah.
It's fine. Oh God, we gotta keep Galahad alive at least. It's
I
fine.
don't-
We can't fucking kill him.
There may be a Tuesday when you don't have to go to work, possibly, or call in a sick day and come in for a guest star.
Hey, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
And the BBG is Galahad. Fuck.
Oh no!
Confirmed.
Don't you fucking do
He
this.
turns into Megatron, and we have to find the Allspark.
Oh man.
But the name that you guys had heard him say, Galen, or in this case, Galath, was the last little bit of a memory of Galahad as you all begin to make your way out from within the victory pit and the Crown's Guard descend upon it.
Fuck. So Galahad and oh my God.
Yeah.
But in my case, a little less...
Little something different.
A little something different. A little something that...
Hit him with the fresh remix.
Yeah,
Also
that
painful.
might be explored down the road. Might be reopening some tough wounds, or maybe inviting a player back for a couple of cameos here and there. We'll have to see. But for the time being, thank you everybody for watching tonight. We appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for being on this ride with the Fey Lie group over the last year, since I started DMing just shy of a year ago. It's hard to believe that we've gone through a full arc of Jules already, exploring everything to do with one member of their family in Felderwin, and we're going to head on to Rexentrum and get expansions on 3 character arcs with Margot, Phelan, and Les once we get there. And Galahad, in this
On
case,
his motorcycle.
on his motorcycle, I can confirm returning to Xhorhas to a few individuals from the Kryn dynasty that had been looking for one thing and found another. So,
God.
for the rest of you in the chat, we love you very much. Stay happy, stay healthy. Give your friends a good hug tonight. We could all use it.
Love your fucking D&D players and your DMs, because you never know when they're gonna have to go get a big boy job and leave you.
Yeah.
Right? But
I smeared my eyeliner for you, you asshole.
Sorry.
we love you very much. Have an amazing night, everyone. Bye, guys.
Good night, everybody.